Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. 20 have been charged in a point-shaving scheme that involves more than 39 college basketball players on 17 D1 teams, according to an indictment revealed in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. No Big Ten, Ohio, nor Power 4 teams were included before the charged athletes played for their teams this past week. College football, Baylor kicker Connor Hawkins has committed to Ohio State. Last year, he was 18 for 22 with 3 50-yard field goals as a redshirt freshman, his longest from 54 yards. NHL, after a win in head coach Rick Bowness's debut, Blue Jackets host the Canucks tonight at 7. NFL, the Giants are finalizing a deal to make John Harbaugh their next head coach. Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, the contract numbers are still being negotiated while the deal is not final. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. BMI Federal Credit Union has been voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, we welcome you back in. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. Boys, good to see you.
It's good to see you, man. How we feeling today? You good on this Thursday?
Nice. I like the Cavs warm-up. I was wondering whether you're wearing the tearaway pants.
No, I got to just
I was hoping you'd stand
on.
up and just rip your pants.
You know, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll buy that. I'll do that one day on the show. But no, listen, Cavs picked up a nice little win in Philly last night. Injury bug will not leave them alone. Darius Garland leaves the game again with a toe injury. Sam Merrill is injured. But yeah, man, nice little warm up in here. Because, you know, you and I are always cold in this studio.
I like
to layer up as much as possible.
That puts the blame on us.
No, I'm just saying it's always cold in here for me.
That's
always.
So not even for cold for everyone. Like, we are hanging meat in here. Like, it's we are in, for people that don't know, like, we are in like a garage part of the building.
It's a dungeon.
This is like
here.
Where was a former prop room, like for inanimate objects.
Yeah, some things may have happened in this room before we got here.
And so this is what it is. It's not insulated for human beings.
Right.
I saw this. We were talking about, you know, we'll do a lot of, we'll do NFL today. We'll follow the coaching searches and the Harbaugh news, obviously, with the Giants. But we'll have Adam Jardy on to talk Buckeye basketball at 12:30 and where the expectations are now, because they need quad ones in a hurry. And I will say this, if they would have picked off one of the two, Nebraska or North Carolina, I think we'd be thinking a lot differently. Because every time I hear Jake, I would love to play for that guy. Like, I think he's on it. I know he's early in his coaching career and people are putting the expectations on him, which they should, but man, every time I hear from him, it's like, man, I'd love to play for that guy. I think he's got such a good attitude about him, about playing aggressive, and he doesn't mind aggressive mistakes, and I just think he's got a good handle on it. I think they've missed. They had specific transfers, and we'll get into it more soon. Yeah, they had specific transfers that needed to kind of click, and when they don't, then you have to lean into your core, which they have, and it's just – they've lost a couple of really close ball games, and I know those are ifs that he doesn't get points for, but I think we'd be looking at them differently. But we'll examine it with Jardy at 12:30. Dan Dockich at 1:30. He has been taking his show all around following the Hoosiers on their little playoff journey, so I'm assuming he's in Florida, somewhere in Naples or somewhere where he can just
he's living a good life right now, man. Maybe we can get Fish to, you know, swing that type of energy our way. Hey, as long as you're on the air, no matter where you're at, I don't care. Just get on the air, because it seems like that's the life Dockich gets to live. His program director's like, as long as I hear you when your time slot kicks off, we are good to go.
You know what would happen is all of the vacation time would just start piling up. Like, as if you could do the show from wherever you are. And then,
I mean, that is amazing, though, right? Like, his program director clearly doesn't care where he is in the world, as long as he's hearing him come through the airwaves when his show kicks off.
Yeah, because I'd pick him up doing the Warm Glow Shuffle back from Chi-Town. I'll pick him up in West Lafayette, or just about south of there, and then all the way to Richmond, Indiana. So it's, and I never for once thought he wasn't there.
Right.
And I guess I don't think he is.
Tell you what, man, we're going to have to run by him our topic that, you know, took off yesterday on the show about the ex with the tattoo. and all of that stuff.
How
or your
often
new
does
girl
this
with
really
the tattoo.
happen?
I don't know, but my friends were talking about it in the group message, and so we got something going there. And Dan's the type of guy that I think would give us some good stuff if we ran that by him. So come 1:30, we'll have to squeeze that in maybe after we talk some Hoosier football, the Natty, and Buckeye basketball and all that, because I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
There has to be someone that has experienced this. If you weren't listening yesterday, it was if you got into a relationship with someone and they had a symbolic tattoo of their ex. You said name.
The name.
I even advanced it to like a symbol or something that maybe that you could live with a little more than the name. Like seeing the name.
I wonder how some females would feel if a man had, the outline of his ex's lips as a tattoo of her lips. How does that work?
On the neck.
Because I've seen some rappers that have that. Yeah, exactly. I've seen some guys that have that. I don't know if it's who they've been with in the past. I don't know what it represents, but I have seen
they took
guys.
a cast molding of the lips.
Yeah,
and
I've
then,
seen some guys with some female lips tatted on them. That's interesting.
I see, but they have an out there.
What's that?
They'll never have to admit that that's someone's real mouth. You could just say, "Hey, I like."
But I guess
lips.
what does it mean? I like the lips.
Louis Lips. TLC. Who did Louis Lips play for?
Oh man.
But I don't even know what sport.
Okay.
So I'm going to say the Philadelphia Flyers.
I'm surprised.
Louis Lips.
Yeah.
That sounds like a movie character.
Well,
It's baseball,
I may
isn't
have.
it?
I may have nicknamed some people in college that. Use your imagination.
Is
on
that an
that.
abbreviated last name?
No, it's not.
Oh.
All right.
Louis Lips.
Let's find out who this man is.
Are you not going to tell us?
No, you can Google it on your own time.
Wow.
Because I want to get that natural reaction, the natural enhancement from your
I've got it
reaction.
right here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, once he does it.
I was actually a little surprised. I know it's old school, but
It is.
It's just such a unique name. I thought maybe he would.
It is.
Yeah.
Oops. First round pick
Yeah,
out of Southern Miss
that's right.
to my steel curtain.
That's right. Louis Lips.
My bad.
So he's the only one that's probably allowed to have that tattoo you're talking about. I was reading.
And he played. He played
He was a
receiver.
receiver.
That's
That's
that's a receiver name. You can't be Louis Lips and play any other position.
From
right? Like
Louisiana.
Yeah.
you can't be a linebacker,
That's a great name.
an offensive lineman. Louis Lips is a receiver all
Yeah.
day and tomorrow.
I may have nicknamed one of my friends' girlfriends that.
Ooh.
Not from anything, but just say, hey, going out with Louis tonight? Back in the day.
So she was Louis Lips.
That's right.
Can you elaborate?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just that's it. We talked about Sean McDermott a lot, and I was looking at Buffalo. The Bills are one of 4 NFL teams in NFL history to win a playoff game in 6 straight years.
Okay.
Every other team that did it won 3 Super Bowls in that span. That's the sadness of them.
Steelers, Chiefs, Patriots.
Not the Steelers, I don't think.
Huh.
Pats for sure.
Not the steel
Did you
curtain?
say Chiefs?
Mm-hmm.
I said Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, Chiefs. And
Brady's
there's one
Patriots.
more. Yeah,
Oh,
Brady's Patriots, the Chiefs, and
49.
no, think about the team that took out the Bills a lot.
The Dallas Cowboys.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and
By the way, what a great podcast name for Michael Irvin.
what is it?
Do you see that?
No, what is it?
He's starting a podcast, I think, on Netflix. It's called The White House.
Come on. Is that real or did you get
think
duped?
so. I think
that-
it's real.
I think that maybe some people playing with Michael
think
Irvin
so?
and his history of allegedly the stuff that he used to dabble
Well, look, it wouldn't be the first time that I just read something and said it on the air without ever double checking it. So that would not be the first and will not be the last offense, by the way.
So this was based on the party house?
I
When
have
he was with the Cowboys?
I think so.
Okay,
AO.
yeah.
I think so. I would be shocked if he signed off on that and Netflix wanted to roll that out there.
There was a
From
thought.
Netflix.com, Michael
What?
Irvin to debut Netflix podcast, The White House.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. I think it's.
Thank God.
Why?
Yeah.
Why the White House?
I said it with confidence.
I think that's what they called.
Why the?
Well, think about it. What's snowy and white?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
part of that
Why
era.
would he sign off on that?
Because it was like a party house
But
for the
why,
boys,
like-
for the Cowboys.
Because people are still accusing him of, having a good time.
I don't
Based
think
off
he
of how
cares.
how he rocks out
I
on the
don't-
side.
yeah.
He is just locked in right now. He's not worried about anybody else. Got the belt after every game, just pulling that out. whooping up on walls and coolers or whatever the hell he's doing. He and Ray Lewis are having the time of their lives. I said when you were out, I need a solo cam on Michael Irvin on Monday night because he is going to be out of control with a national championship on the line in his house, in their backyard.
Yeah.
He may pass out because he's just going to – I don't know how the man does it. Or I guess, if you're leading me down that path, I think I know
how he does it.
I think I know how
Maybe still. Yeah, that's right.
Very proud of you. That's very nice.
All right, so every remaining quarterback won was selected in the NFL draft in the playoffs. Like all in the teams are still in the NFL playoffs.
Yeah.
And where every NFL quarterback was drafted.
Well, I can name you three first-rounders quickly.
So
4.
You probably could name me 2 number 1 overalls.
Stafford.
Right.
Caleb Williams.
That's right.
Bam. Sam Darnold, 3rd. Josh Allen, 7th. Bo Nix, 12th.
Wait, let me think about it. Slow down.
Slow down, player.
Yeah,
Okay.
hold up, player.
Player.
So, yeah, we got 3 hours. What, actually more like a minute in this segment.
Yeah.
But you said Stafford and Caleb were 1.
Yes. I said
And
Sam
then
Darnold was 3rd.
Darnold was 3.
Josh Allen went 7th.
He did go 7th.
Purdy's Mr. Irrelevant.
Okay, but what number?
Ooh, 256?
I'm
All
gonna.
right, pass on that.
Bo Nix, 12.
Bo
Drake
Nix was
May,
12.
3.
He was 3. And there's one
That's-
more.
Wait.
Yeah, you're missing our guy. Columbus, Ohio. CJ Stroud.
He was 1,
2.
2.
He was 2.
Yeah.
All right, so see if you can go perfect. What was you said 256?
I said 256, but they change it every year.
I know.
251.
262.
Hey, yo.
2022.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so everyone else was top 12, and he's 262.
Crazy.
So if you add up everybody else's total combined and then multiply it by like
That's
6,
right.
7, 8, or
Crazy.
9, then you'll get to where Brock Purdy was drafted.
All right, so the head coaching tracker only has one, and that is Harbaugh. We'll do that in the second hour. We'll come back with this Buckeye basketball team, where they sit right now, and our expectations for them as they get the spotlight. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Hey everyone, it's Berm here. The weird part isn't that I'm down 27 pounds in 4 weeks. It's how normal this feels. I'm not starving. I feel great. My belt's 3 notches tighter and I'm enjoying the process. That's Awaken 180. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
Get Eco.
When your drain is clogged, our drain team will clear it for just $93.
If we can't clear it, it's free.
And we guarantee it will stay clear for at least a year, or we'll clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
Go to geteco.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. Big savings right now with my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. Boy, it's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. You can lease a new Honda for as low as $199 a month, or definitely take advantage of rates as low as 0% financing on select models. Rich will even give you an additional $1,000 for your trade, even if you don't buy a Honda today. They have more than 400 new Hondas in stock, and the deals are the best around. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
Playoffs? Yeah, we're watching the playoffs at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join me, Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle from On the Money Saturday, January 17th, starting at 4:30. The inflatable football toss will be out to show off your arm and win prizes. Watch and bet on the playoff games at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus, where Michigan fans get pie in their face, and you won't find better value than the steak dinner. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey, are you driving high right now? You might be, because a whole lot of people do. They say marijuana makes them a better driver, more careful, more focused. That's probably what the guy who killed a 4-year-old thought. And now, he's in prison. You see, no matter what you tell yourself, if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Winters can be brutal here in the Columbus area, and if you're cold in your home with the heat running constantly, it's probably your old, inefficient windows that are the problem. The good news is that Window Nation can help you get through this season because in the last 20 years, they've installed over 3 million energy-efficient windows nationally, and they're trusted by thousands of Columbus homeowners to keep their homes comfy and cozy year-round, while also saving them money on monthly utility bills. And right now, they're more affordable during the Window Nation Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale. It's a great time to replace all the windows in your home. Plus, you could get your windows with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. You'll be surprised by the dramatic difference new windows will make. Your home will be better protected against the weather, feel warm and dry, and you'll love the lower utility bills. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 sale going on now. The sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com right now. Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility.
The Fan.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see a chance of flurries linger for us today. Otherwise, partly sunny skies and very cold and blustery with breezy winds and highs only in the low 20s. For tonight, partly cloudy overnight with lows in the teens. And then for Friday, we do have a chance of snow showers again. Light accumulations are expected, otherwise mostly cloudy with daytime highs getting in the mid to upper 30s and breezy winds continuing. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sportsbook of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, by the way, 2:30, it is a Gold Jacket Thursday.
Let's go.
John Hanna.
Let's go.
Maybe the best interior offensive lineman the game has ever seen. Played his entire career with the Pats. Came out of Bama. Played for Bear Bryant. Went to a really bad Patriots team at the time. He had a coach, Chuck Fairbanks, who was, I believe, a rookie at the same time he was, and then built it into something. And he wound up playing in a couple different playoff games in his career. And then I think he capped his career. I think his last season was against the Bears in Super Bowl 20 against that great Bears team. Ironically, the Patriots scored first in that game. Walter Payton fumbled. They got a field goal, and they were massive underdogs. But I do remember the Patriots of my childhood and, you know, the Steve Grogan at quarterback and Russ Francis. But John Hanna is a name that transcends because he was shorter than most at 6'2", and believe it or not, I think he was only played at like 260, 265. But, man, built like a Coke machine, just like
talk about the nickname for the man.
Well, they nicknamed him Ham Hocks at Bama, and then they changed it to Hog, I think, when he got to New England. But that's it, because he just was built like a brick house, and he could run, and he could pull. And I think, you know, there was, back in the day, you know, you're talking about Bama back in the 70s. I mean, running a wishbone. Like, they were probably just straight line blocking, and there was none of that. Not a lot of pass blocking.
None of the cute stuff we see in today's game.
None
That's
of the
for sure.
pulling guards.
Oh, no. We're just coming downhill and trying to run you to the ground.
But he took on, like, when I think about it, he took on like the Cowboy, Randy White, Doomsday Defense, Steel Curtain, Ernie Holmes, Elsie Greenwood.
Your boys?
The Vikes.
Purple People Eaters?
Purple People Eaters.
Yeah, man.
Even though it was NFC, AFC, but he probably played them. Alan Page, Jim Marshall from Columbus, Ohio, Gary Larson, Carl Eller, who we've had on Gold Jacket Thursday. So he was in a weird, I look at the 70s, kind of the glory days, but it was anything but. Like it was, I mean, how many head slaps that probably guy got and everything else. But anyway, we'll have John on.
It's great, man.
At 2:30.
I love these. I love Gold Jacket Thursday. If you can't join us live at 2:30, you can take us with us wherever you go. Just wherever you get your podcast, folks, just type in Rothman and Ice, everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Bet365 is the sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. And you mentioned, his size, right? It kind of 6'2". It speaks to his determination to be great. Yeah. When you're that small, not that small, but, when you measure up to guys now that are 6'5", 6'6", and the way that these guys move now, he had to have crazy mental toughness to, one, be coached by Bear Bryant. When you hear stories about him and how hard-nosed of a coach he was, but then, two, to play at the highest of levels at that size and stature is really, really impressive. So, getting to pick his brain here in a couple hours is going to be awesome. Can't wait.
With the basketball team, and I've been out a little bit, and I started thinking before the season when we were out at training camp with Jake and the boys, and the two big things for me this year for them was that they had key retention. Like to retain Bruce and Junie and Royal was massive. I think in the Big Ten, I think they brought back probably more than anybody, maybe outside Purdue, I'd have to check. But they were up there, Maddie, as far as the core that they were able to bring back. So everyone got pretty excited. And then I got excited when I heard about, they were getting specific transfers, not just guys, because the guys they had before weren't pushing anybody. Because when you're not on the floor, you can't lead. You just can't. And guys were getting minutes just because they needed them. And I was talking about, Bradshaw and Stewart, who came on paper. They were
big-time recruits coming out of high school. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about guys that came from Kentucky and Duke. Yeah, so it was key getting a senior point guard in Bruce to come back, a proven scorer in the Big Ten, and he's hitting his scoring marks. And Royal, who's one of the best three guys in the conference, and Junie, and those three made up their core. And then when I heard they added Christoph Tilley, and not a lot of people, it's not like he was a household name, but he was a proven big. Once you checked him out and you said, what do they need out of him? And I started thinking, well, you really don't need any more than what you got out of him at Santa Clara. And you didn't really need him to play a different role. Just be who you are, do what you do. And the same went for Brandon Noel, who, by the way, is now injured out indefinitely with his foot. Yeah. And you need him to do what he did at Wright State. And now it's a different scale. And I remember watching Gabe Cupps at Indiana. And, that's we thought was a quality backup point guard. And you keep that role. And all of those players have been in college for multiple years. And that was my whole point, is that he was adding guys that kind of knew what their role would be and be able to fit in seamlessly around their core. And here we are, and I checked Tilley's, stats. They are the same that he was at Santa Clara. They're almost identical, with his points and rebounds. And obviously they're not getting a lot out of their bench. And so I really looked at them this year as, okay, my expectations are that they would make the tournament. Honestly, when you have that leadership and guys coming back, and then you're adding those pieces, my expectation was make the tournament. Mm-hmm. Anything beyond that was, okay, let's see your matchup. Let's see where you go. And now that they're a bubble team and they have one quad one, you're starting to get a little worried that they may not meet that. Now, they could pick off somebody down the road, somebody big, pick off one of the Michigan games, pick off. It's going to be tough. Well, I'm just saying that because Michigan
one of them is going to be here.
Michigan's nice, man.
I know.
They got a squad.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying all these. I'm just saying one of them. Pick up one of the Michigan games. Or if you don't get one of those, can you beat Sparty at East Lansing? Mm-hmm. Could you somehow catch Purdue looking past you later in the year? But they're going to have to get one of them, I feel.
No, I think you're onto something for sure. And it's kind of feeling like the last couple of years to me where you enter conference play and you're letting games slip away, and then it can start to get late early. Because I'm with you about Thornton, Royal, Mobley, what those guys have been and what I think they will be moving forward. But something that's showing itself is I don't know if Coach Diebler has enough consistent options right now that he can call upon outside of those guys. And especially when you look at the injury to Noel, as you mentioned, the depth is in question for me right now. And when you get into this time of year and you're going on the road and playing against some of these tougher teams and some of these tougher environments, you're going to have some guys that come off the bench and pop and steal you a game or two. And that way it can take some of the load off of Thornton and Royal, and especially Thornton, because Thornton's a guy that can play on both ends. But you also want him to be fresh late in games, right? And teams may have the ability to wear him down in certain games if they know that we can shift so much of our energy to him because the other guys aren't going to be as productive as maybe they want to be. And so the last couple of years, we've known in Big Ten play, they're 9-11. Last 2 seasons in conference play, you're 9-11. And that's been a major thorn in their side. Now, they found a way to kind of turn it on late in a couple of years, and it's just been too late in the shot clock there as far as the season goes. And so they got to get going now. Like, it has to happen now. But just looking at the personnel that they have right now, I think it's fair to question where the consistency is going to come from, because to me, I just haven't seen it yet once you get past the 3 names that we started the segment with.
Well, yes. And they ran Bruce into the ground last year, right? He played 90% of the minutes. You got to give him a break. But in crunch time, like you said, you got to have him.
Yeah.
So if you can steal some minutes while he's on the court where he doesn't have to do everything, I think that would be key. And we'll talk to Jardy about that at the bottom of the hour. Junie was, and I haven't been around, and I don't know how much Junie has taken a little bit of the ball in hand away. I want to ask Jardy about where that is, because I thought maybe this year you'd let him make some decisions, because he has the rep of being a sniper, which he is, but he's a good playmaker. And he's got some learning experience now. I think, what did he learn from year 1 to 2? Mm-hmm. And Royal, I thought he'd be maturing and that would add. But the big one for me was Tilly, because it was year 4. He's a dude. He's a vet. It meant something.
7-footer, yeah. You get some size.
And Noel, that's a problem, because that's a year 6 guy. If you get a smart guy in your program, you can play faster. And I think that was their hope. And so I think that Jake felt, and maybe he still does, that he had a pretty high IQ basketball team, that he wanted to raise the collective IQ of this team. And that would allow him to play at the pace that he wants to play. I've heard him talk recently about being more aggressive, coming out, and just tapping into it. The urgency should create that. Like, I hope they feel urgent. And they got a home game coming up Saturday against UCLA, which, I thought more of UCLA before the season than I do now. But either way, they need to start stacking some wins. And I just think with that core, and now Noel's injury, it has thrown a wrench into things. It really has, because I thought those 2 guys would help the collective. And
well, even AR, to that point, you're talking about 5 bodies, right? And
that's it.
To me, you
right.
Still need more, right? You need more.
Especially when you have an injury.
Correct, right? And so a guy like Gabe Cupps comes over from Indiana. That's been an interesting experiment to this point. Maybe he can find something here late. Bynum's popped off a couple times as a freshman. He brings good energy, but he's also a freshman. And so that level up and the Big Ten, you just never know what you're getting from young guys. And so, yes, I just think there's so many things that we can look at right now as to why this isn't connecting the way some people thought it would. It's not over completely just yet, but they have to get their conference stuff in order, or we're going to be talking about, again, maybe a few years running here, a handful of years in a row where they're not in the big dance.
Chapman was a top 40 player in that class. I know he was coming off an ACL. Tilly, I had mentioned. I thought they both looked good when the pros came in to play against him, because we talked about with Buford about that, and they both look great against the pros, and it just hasn't quite translated to what they need. But I keep coming back to, you got it. They were on the wrong side of really close games this year, and it's a
Pitt game early. That was tough.
They did get the Notre Dame game.
We'll just say like that. Yep. To your point, like, you get walked off in that game. Guy hits a half court shot and ends the game. That's a heartbreaker. You need all those you can get.
Yeah, Carolina and Nebraska were the ones that could have changed at least the way you look at
perception
them.
For sure.
And so we'll have Jardy on in 2 minutes, and we'll get some answers to our questions about their expectations and can they meet them. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Hey, it's Matty Ice. Do you want to start the new year off in style? Well, then my buddies at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion have just what you're looking for the best price around. You can lease a brand new 26 Chevy Silverado 1500 for just $319 a month for 36 months with only $3,879 due at signing, or you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP if you finance. Terms and restrictions apply. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront costs before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey folks, winter is here. The number one cost for everyone each month are those pesky heating bills that never stop increasing. It is time to take action and do something about it. Call USA Insulation today and get your home insulated with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. That's right, $99 a month. You can have a warm, cozy home that you and your family deserves. 529-2440, 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation. Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Perfect afternoon parlay. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, our focus shifts to Ohio State basketball, and the beat writer for the Dispatch, his name is Adam Jardy, and he is our friend, and he's with us now on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, AJ, how you feeling?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing well. We're trying to examine where we are with this team, where our preseason expectations were. And I feel like they're a hair under my expectations. I certainly had them as a tournament team with the core they had coming back. And then they were so specific in targeting their transfers that I thought, all right, this is a great way to try to put a basketball team together. Get some vets, get a proven big, and maybe try to, in game, try to give Bruce a little spell. Like if you can catch some minutes in game where he's not doing everything. And they would pick off somebody this year that would make us feel like there's a lot of hope there. They've been on the wrong side of some close games against very good teams. Should I be taking some moral victory with that, or should I be looking at it that something is definitely missing?
I mean, I think so much of where they are right now, like I come back to that Pitt game, and I just keep circling that one and thinking to myself, like, for all the things that like didn't go right last year, and for them coming, one game short of making the tournament, like they had ultimately last season too many losses, but they didn't really have like bad losses. Now they had blowout losses, but they weren't getting beat by quad 3 teams. And the difference this year to last year is that they have that loss at Pitt, and Pitt is not a good team. And that's just kind of clouding, I think, so much of what this team is and kind of where they are, because otherwise you look at the losses and they're to good teams, and you'd like to have one or two like signature wins by now. They don't have one of those. We could debate who they've beaten and who we think the best win is right now, but it is true. They don't have that yet. And I think if they had that, and certainly if they had held on against Carolina, different story. Or if they'd have held on at home against Nebraska, different story. But they don't have that win yet. And I think that's probably that coupled with the Pitt loss has us where we are right now, where it's tough to really make sense of what they have and where they stand.
Yeah, no doubt. Adam, Bruce, no surprise to any of us. He's putting together another very good season, almost 50, 40, 90 right now for his efficiency. But here's my question. Is there too much on Bruce Thornton's plate right now?
I don't know if I'd say there's too much, because I just think this is who he is. Like, even going back to like middle school conversations I've had with him and people around him, like he's always been the guy that like leads the team in minutes. He's always the guy that like, he doesn't come off the floor. He doesn't want to come off the floor. And certainly you want him to be as fresh as possible late in games. And I do think they're trying to be smart about that with some of their substitutions. And, Diebler's talked a lot about that, where, if there's an out of bounds play with, 45 seconds before the, under 12 timeout, they're going to try to sub Bruce out there and get him a little bit of an extended rest. So he might be playing 38 minutes in the game, but he's getting longer breaks in there, if that makes sense. And I think they're being smart about that. I don't really get the sense too much from him that he's wearing down yet. You're going to have to see. I mean, I certainly you want to keep him as fresh as you can, and you'd like a couple guys to maybe just take a little bit more off his shoulders. But, I mean, he's putting together a historic season, and it's hard to take him off the court at times.
The thought before the season was maybe that Junie could run the show a little bit, ball in hand, let him make some decisions, not just get pigeonholed into being a sniper. Has that happened?
They've done that at times, yes, and they've had some mixed results with that. I mean, you go back to, and this certainly doesn't come down to just one specific play, but like North Carolina, they have the ball there at the end, and they got to break the timeout, and they go over in the huddle like, hey, we have a timeout you can use if you get tied up, and play off of 2 feet. Like don't panic, don't play sped up, and Junie ends up throwing the ball up the court that gets picked off, and it's a turnover and comes the other way, and they end up, losing that game. Like, there's still some decision-making stuff that's not quite there with him. And he's made progress in some areas, and you see it in some games. Like, going into the Washington game, he had, I thought, a really strong stretch of play where he was seeing the floor well. He wasn't playing sped up. He wasn't playing off of 1 foot. He was hitting shots. Like, you were starting to see, like, what that fully realized John Mobley Jr. looks like. And then he really struggled at Washington. Like, they ran him off the line. They made him play sped up. There was a play that really stands out to me late where they forced a turnover. They're down 4 in the final minutes. They forced a turnover on a press, and the ball's in his hands, and he kind of throws up like this leaning, like, floater of a rushed shot in the paint that doesn't fall. And they grab it, throw it the other end of the court, get a dunk. And it's, instead of being down 2, you're down 6. And it was like, they're still figuring some of that. He's still figuring some of that stuff out. But they are trying to get him to do more of that for sure.
So let's lock in on Tilly, right? He comes in from Santa Clara. He comes to Columbus with some size. He's had a couple games this year where he has racked up a double-double. But being around this team and seeing him play game in and game out, Adam, how would you describe the Tilly experiment to this point?
I mean, I thought the three-point shooting would be better, and it hasn't been. And I don't know, like, at this point, how reasonable it is to think it's going to take a significant upturn in the other direction. But, like, he has been a pretty consistent, reliable, like, producer for them. I mean, you kind of go game by game and look, and he's getting in double figures, and he's getting to the free throw line. He's getting rebounds. Like, I was looking yesterday, so he's got 40 assists on the season, and that's more than any Ohio State big man has had since Caleb Wesson had 60 back in 2019, 2020. So some of the stuff, like, yeah, maybe, his scoring hasn't taken a massive jump compared to what he did at Santa Clara, but in the context of, like, Ohio State's offense, like, part of what has made the Buckeyes as dangerous as they've been offensively is he can move the ball, he can distribute, and he can get to the line. He leads the team in fouls drawn per 40 minutes. So he does a lot of things like that, like, if he's going to the line, guys are getting a chance to catch a breath. He's a really good free throw shooter. Yeah, he's not get him the ball in the block and let him work and bang and all that stuff, that we see in the Big Ten. But I think he's been a really solid, important contributor who's really made this offense hum at times.
Ohio State men's basketball beat writer for the Columbus Dispatch, Adam Jardy, our guest on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. 2 things. This may be a logistical question. Does UCLA, when they played Penn State yesterday, did they stay in this part of the country?
Yeah, they'll definitely be staying out here, and especially if you ask Mick Cronin. He complained last year about seeing the Statue of Liberty 3 times in a season.
Okay.
A pretty famous post-game press conference rant. He doesn't like coming out to the West or the East Coast having to fly back. So, yeah, they're definitely somewhere between, I would guess, State College and here right now.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't imagine them playing, in Happy Valley and flying back to the coast and then flying back here for Saturday. Right. So, all right, because I was looking for an advantage, but you're not going to get one there. All right, so what about the X factor from the bench? Who has to be the X factor in this second final 15 games or whatever that you feel could get them over the bubble?
I mean, it's got to be, I say it's got to be anybody. Any one of these guys that can just step in and reliably give you 4 points a game or give you, like, 3 rebounds and a shot per game. Like, it's got to, whether that's Gabe Cupps, whether that's Tayson Chapman, whether that's, Ivan Yagovin, they need something. And I heard you guys talking before you had me on about, like, the thoughts coming into the season. Like, some of these guys would be able to give them a little bit more. And, you thought there was a little bit more depth. I've been surprised that Gabe Cupps is a hard-nosed, tough, aggressive player, and we've seen him play at a really high level here at the prep level in Ohio, and obviously, his season at Indiana. I'm surprised he hasn't been more aggressive offensively. He was at Oregon. He wasn't as aggressive at Washington. Colin White, I think we're seeing he didn't have an entire offseason. He was hurt all offseason. It wasn't until the fall that he was able to do much of anything. I think we're seeing the effects of that. And sort of similarly with Taysom Chapman, he hasn't had a full season in really 3 years. And I think you're seeing some of that hesitancy. But, I did like some of the stuff we saw from Chapman at Washington. He had a really nice steal. He took a couple of shots when he was open. And that's the stuff that they're asking these guys to do. If you're open, take the shot. And if you have the opportunity, push the issue. Play aggressive. Diebler's not going to pull them for, driving, getting in the lane, and missing a shot. Or, hey, you're open, you take a three and you miss it. They're not going to get pulled for that. But they are going to get pulled if they don't take the shot. And I think that's the biggest thing. If they can maybe flip a mindset just a little bit with some of those guys, boy, that would go a long way toward turning things around a little bit.
Yep. Got to flip it now at home. Got a couple of home games here in a row, and got to get some dubs and then try to get a little momentum before they got to go to Michigan at the end of the month. All right, my man. Thank you for jumping on. This was good.
Of course. Appreciate you guys having me.
You got it. Adam Jardy with us from the Columbus Dispatch on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, TLC tells us that the poll that we put out yesterday that you and I haven't seen has some interesting trends to it. Okay. And the poll was, Buckeye fan, who do you want to win the Natty? Indiana or Miami? We had some predictions yesterday. He'll update us next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
This weekend, the Ohio RV and Boat Show, brought to you in part by Ohio Credit Union, is back and bigger than ever at the Ohio Expo Center. Whether it's your first adventure or you're a seasoned outdoor enthusiast, this show has it all. One ticket gets you into all three buildings so you can see the latest in RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf carts, and more. From towables to drivers, jet skis to pontoons, and more. It's all here. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center, January 9th through 18th. Get details and tickets at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
Have a good day. Stay warm. So my teenage son just went to school in shorts and a hoodie. It's 3 degrees. At least I know he'll be warm in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Ah, you do want the coat.
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should have known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, it's Anthony. Big savings right now with my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. Boy, it's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. You can lease a new Honda for as low as $199 a month, or definitely take advantage of rates as low as 0% financing on select models. Rich will even give you an additional $1,000 for your trade, even if you don't buy a Honda today. They have more than 400 new Hondas in stock, and the deals are the best around. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com. sleepapnea.com.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Your mornings are jam-packed. So if you're going to add anything, make it your favorite bite from Tim Hortons. Buy any size beverage and add a daily baked donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. It's the best way to add more to your morning. The 1-2-3 menu, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra. Exclusions and terms apply at timhortons.com/offer-terms.
I have a special announcement. Common Man and Timmy is the most listened to radio show in the state of Ohio. Coming in at number 2, Common Sense. You should listen anyway.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The best bet on the radio. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, let's check the spread to see if that's done anything.
So yesterday was 8.5 in favor of the Hoosiers.
8.5. I had a buddy of mine tell me that, believe it or not, he saw it at 9 somewhere, but I don't think that.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it got there. Let's see. Yeah, still 8.5 on Bet365.
Okay.
It's that's robust against a physically imposing team that has defied the odds themselves. Like, let's not act like Miami was supposed to be here. Now, until they flipped them, and they deserved to be flipped at that time. We thought so, because the head-to-head tiebreaker was just too important once they got that close with Notre Dame. The sad part of all this is that if you're going to pawn off a playoff on fans and you're going to act like it's the biggest and best and greatest thing, and you're leaving out, and you've got, and listen, no disrespect to my brother's Green Wave and my nephew's Green Wave.
Too late, baby.
Like, I like them. I like the story, but the Dolly Madison Gems and Green Wave did not belong in this.
Yeah, no.
And if you would have subbed them out with Texas and Notre Dame, you got something
had
now.
more oomph to it, for sure.
And no one would deny that.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame got caught at the beginning of the year, and they could not rescue it. There just was nothing there. They had to get one of those. They probably knew they were behind the 8 ball when they lost a very close game to A&M. And I know that there was a call in that. Everyone can go back and say, what if? But, man, they lost to a collective 2 pretty good teams by 4 points combined. And we knew how they were playing. And they go to Pitt and wreck them. But I think Miami did too. So there was nothing for them to hang their hat on other than the fact that they had won 10 games in a row. But beating Purdue and Arkansas and Boise and NC State and BC and Navy and Syracuse, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, not enough.
And their schedule was so front-loaded. If they win one of those, the interesting thing for me would have been if Notre Dame would have beaten A&M, the game that they had.
Yeah.
Well, now you've still lost the head-to-head with Miami, but now you have A&M and you have one less loss.
Right.
I wonder if that would have done it, because we saw that back in the day with Ohio State and Penn State, where they took Ohio State instead, and the head-to-head went to Penn State. And
we would have been there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Even though you still would have had the loss to Miami.
Yeah, I think we would have been ranked above A&M.
Yeah.
Because didn't A&M, or no, they I guess they would have lost to Texas, so I guess they did finish 11-1. But if we were 11-1, that means that A&M would have finished 11-2, and so we at least have A&M spot.
Well, okay, so they were. I'm trying to think of A&M.
A&M was 7th.
Okay.
They were 11-1, finished
Before
seventh.
they lost to Texas is what you're, or after they lost to Texas, they went to 11-1.
Correct. So Notre Dame for sure would have been in.
I don't know, that game was on the road. Like that's not a nothing loss. And Miami still would have had the head-to-head over you. But I'm with you. I think maybe then the brand wins the day and the way that Notre Dame was playing.
And I
think
think
just had one less loss.
I think they'll be there next year for sure, Notre Dame. Like I like the way their team's kind of coming together, especially led by C.J. Carr. And you look at their schedule next year. And I mean, they're opening with Wisconsin, and they do host Miami next year. But yeah, that schedule for them is it's pretty light. I mean, you'll have BYU at the end of this thing now that they're no longer playing USC. But yeah, they should absolutely be a playoff team. And then teams like Notre Dame, teams like Texas, in a few years, they'll be in this thing because we're probably going to 16 teams. I won't be surprised if they try to push it to 18 or 20 after that, which is going to drive me absolutely nuts when we get there.
18.
Well, the debate right now is 16 versus 24.
Yeah, it's like, what are we?
Because I
know what we're doing, but it's ridiculous.
I think the SEC is willing to sign off on 16, but the Big Ten wants them to also sign off on a future deal for 24. The SEC is saying no.
So all of this would
ridiculous.
replace. We'd be replacing all the bowls, or a lot of them, because these teams would be. I'm not saying replacing them. I'm saying that you'd have a lot of what you'd call. They wouldn't be playing games because you're in, but those games would matter now because they'd be playoff games.
We're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way.
How do you know which way we're going? Thank you.
If anything,
a movie I've actually seen.
Whoa, you got
How about that? Well, actually, I take that back.
Holy cow.
A scene that I've actually seen.
A scene.
Where
So
are
a
we?
clip on Twitter, I'm sure you've seen.
No.
I think he caught. He caught the cadence.
He said a scene.
I know, but
I've
he caught the cadence.
Scene. How about that?
You caught the cadence.
Have you seen the movie though?
Okay, listen.
It's funny because when Maddie said what he said, he didn't say it with intention of a movie because I don't think you've seen it either.
No, I have no
when
idea.
You said you're going the wrong way. That triggered my brain and saying, thank you.
Yeah.
How does he know which way we're going?
He's selling shower curtain rings.
That's right.
There
Del
we go.
Griffith,
I got it.
The shower curtain ring guy.
Okay, let me explain this. This is why I haven't seen the movie. So this was shown to me by an aunt at an age, and I'm the oldest of four, at an age where I probably could have seen the movie. It's an inappropriate movie, but definitely some of my younger siblings couldn't see it.
It's inappropriate?
I mean, is it not? I don't know.
It's a Thanksgiving movie.
What is the movie?
That doesn't make it different.
Okay, there are a couple lines in there that you wouldn't understand if you were a kid.
Can you guys tell me what the movie is?
Planes, Trains, and
Automobiles.
Okay.
Which is also a reference that he drops sometimes. We need to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles our way to
that's one of his favorites for sure.
State College or whatever.
Absolutely top 10.
But I was shown specific scenes of that movie at a certain age because so I basically got the highlight reel.
Okay.
But
awesome.
They weren't sure if based off the age of me and my siblings if it was safe to just play the whole movie. And so they were just like, I just want to show you this one scene.
And it stuck with you.
And it was that scene.
That's amazing. You committed it to memory.
They're probably drunk. How would they know which way we're going?
So John Candy takes over the driving from Steve Martin, and Steve Martin's sleeping, and Candy gets on the wrong ramp and is going the wrong direction on a highway. Like he's going again, but it's in the middle of the night. And so when Steve Martin wakes up, he looks and sees that the snow is on a weird side, and he looks over, and there's this couple on the other side of the highway yelling at them, "You're going the wrong way." They got their window open, and Candy's like, or somebody says, how would they know which way we're going?
Yeah.
Like direction, not like, or where they're going location-wise, not direction. That's how stupid they were.
Joker wants to race.
And yeah, let's go. Exactly. Well done. And then they finally, obviously it triggers, and that's when Martin goes, truck. All right, so you're right, Maddie. They are going the wrong way.
I just think
in this playoff.
Getting to 12, I was not a fan of. I want to go back to 4. That's what I want to go back to.
We can't go back to 4.
That was the best thing that we had going in college football is when we had
too many
4
teams can win this outside of the 4.
Can they, though?
I think so.
Here's the thing.
Miami's 10.
This is
absolutely.
Okay, but this is 1 year of this. This isn't a massive body of work that we're talking about with this history of all these different teams are going to be winning national championships. And so I just
let me give you the teams.
I get it. Look, this is just my opinion that we are going the wrong way. Going to 16, 20. It's a money grab. That's what this is.
With staying at 12. Everyone's probably okay with staying at 12 if they were to get rid of the auto bid stupidity. Like to just the committee goes in a room.
But then they
tell us who the 12 best teams are and let them play.
To me, we're losing value of the regular season too. If you're a 3-loss team, we're gonna have 4 lost teams in this thing. You're not deserving of playing for the title, in my mind. Like, I don't want to live in that world, and that's where we're going.
Miami had 2 losses.
I think if you chop games off the regular season and maybe play a 10-game regular season schedule and you give people less opportunities to lose, you can probably expand the playoffs with a lot of – your cutoff would probably be 8-2, and I think that'd be acceptable.
I mean, you're Fighting Irish. 2 losses, good losses. You didn't – it's not that you didn't deserve to be in this playoff the way it was set up, but it didn't mean you couldn't have won it all.
Right. And in other years...
Like, that team was good enough to probably
And in other years, maybe we do have one of the 10 best resumes.
Maybe. But I just...
tough out.
To me, like, we've lost, I think, what the regular season should be. And
Maddie,
there's too many free
That's the best point of all.
Like, there's too many kind of free passes to the most important part of the year, and that's what I'm going to miss about this sport, is that the regular season's lost some of its spunk and some of its value to me.
The chase for number one used to be everything.
Yeah. So it's what you're saying is it's lost its Otis Spunkmeyer.
Yes, that's exactly what
that's what I feel as well.
But did it lose its Ethan Grunkmeyer?
That's right. That's true too. All right, we got to update your the poll master. We got to update that at the top of the hour, and then there is a head coach who's now kind of next. I believe kind of like next. Wouldn't look at him as a lottery ticket, but maybe he feels like he's next. We'll examine that in hour number 2. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The Big 9 was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffer with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. These make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. It changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet store a try. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
So let's talk price, Wilson.
Let's talk about the price, Bob.
I hear it a lot. Leslie, aren't Pella windows a bit more expensive?
The actual retail price is.
But we're not. We've got 5 different window lines for the $300,000 to the $3 million home. All are Pella Elite.
Oh, so when I get on the show, I'm going to have to bid lower. That'll come in super handy someday.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. After a career-high 6.5 sacks and 11 tackles for loss last season, Ohio State defensive end Kenyatta Jackson Jr. announced his return to the Buckeyes for a fifth year. Jackson on when he felt things click last season.
I want to say after Penn State week. I think I had a good game that week, and I think after that game, my confidence has skyrocketed.
Starting November 1st against the Nittany Lions, Jackson notched 4 sacks and 6.5 TFLs in his last 7 games. The Buckeyes have their next kicker in Baylor transfer Connor Hawkins, who was 18 for 22 with a long of 54 for the Bears last year. College hoops, Jelani Cambridge scored 33 points to help 14th-ranked Ohio State women's basketball beat Penn State 108-84 Wednesday. She joined Caitlin Clark as the only women's players this century with 100 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists in a 3-game span. NHL tonight, Blue Jackets welcome the Canucks at 7. Fan coverage starts at 6:30. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The perfect ratio of sports talk, dogs, pro wrestling, and gambling advice.
It's science.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, hour number 2, Dan Dockich, 1:30. We'll talk Natty. We'll talk Buckeye hoops. Maybe Matty will tap into what he thinks about dating somebody with a tat, another name on it. Maybe it depends on real estate on the body.
Yeah, that's where this spilled over into our group message. You know, the homies and I yesterday, they were catching up on their way home, listened to the podcast and everybody was out. Everybody was out, and they honed in on a certain area of the body that would really just be the ultimate no-no, which I think we all can kind of understand where I'm going with this. And so, yeah, we got to run this by Uncle Dan, because I think Dan Dockich, he may even throw a scenario at us that would be interesting. The way that his brain works, you never know what we're going to get. So, yeah, we'll ask him about that for sure.
I don't know if the listeners did understand what you were talking about just now.
Maybe I'll leave it to Dan.
His lower trunk is thick.
I'll leave it up to Dan. I'm sure he wouldn't shy away from that.
That's right. He's the original loose cannon.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's a giant.
G-Man. He's out there in the Big Apple.
This feels projected. I think this is quarterback driven in my mind, because I start thinking about the other places he could have gone and what the quarterback situations are, and they're not very good. Now, they could get better in a hurry, right? The Raiders could get better in a hurry with a solid rookie quarterback. And I think we saw something out of Tennessee that Cam's not a bust.
Hey, I think
right now,
to your point, AR, like what I like to see from my young guys is just flashes, right? I don't think it's ever really going to be that consistent as a rookie playing against the best guys in the world. And for Cam Ward, I saw some of that. And so I'm a believer in him. And so I can understand why that would be attractive. But I think if, you're Harbaugh and you're coming from a situation where you're used to winning at a pretty high level and you're resetting your head coaching clock, you're looking at the guy in the roster that I think would give you the most runway with a nice amount of upside. And I think he made the right call. I think it is the Giants. When you look at where they're at right now on both sides of the ball, honestly, right, with the key playmakers they're going to have on offense to build around them, those guys got to get healthy. Cam Scatterbo and Malik Neighbors. But, Andrew Thomas is a left tackle everybody, talks highly of. And then on the defensive side, they got some dudes on that defensive line that aren't old either. And so it makes a lot of sense for Harbaugh to make that move. And especially when you talk about some of the money that's being reported that, it's a 5-year deal. Maybe that's going to be around $100 million. So I get it.
Man.
I get it. I think it's a good move for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that the best thing that happened to him was getting fired, but that's a heck of a spot if the dual threat quarterback works out. He's been very good with the dual threat. He's got a young guy now in Jackson Dart. Yep. I know you got to protect him from himself because if he's in the blue tent too much, that's a problem. But
no doubt.
This was a fast-tracked thing, and I think they were the first to get there. The money obviously made sense. NFC probably made sense. Like for him, I'm trying to think because certainly they weren't going to do a wife swap with Pittsburgh. They weren't going to do the Dolphins were. That's something there for me that I thought maybe there were some pieces there if they could find a way outside of Tua, but the contract is bad and
few too many holes in that ship for me, right? Because you don't know what you're getting from Tyreek Hill coming back from that injury. Does Tyreek Hill even want to be there? That dude seems like he's wanted out of Miami the last couple of years, and so now I can't imagine he wants to stick around because to your point, who believes in Tua? How can you believe in Tua right now?
Yeah, the other thing for me is I'm wondering if the Dolphins would be leaning more like I know they kind of had it. I mean, would you look at Mike McDaniel as being like an offensive-minded guy?
Yeah, I think that's what he's labeled as.
I think they want to get a more advanced model of him, like someone that's done it longer and maybe a little more proven.
And I think, to your point, AR, I think sometimes franchises like to go the other way after the experiment didn't work.
Yeah,
so when you have kind of the young offensive guru, maybe you want to change the vibe and the culture a little bit and go back to not Brian Flores, but a Flores type of guy to come in there and set the tone, because that was something attached to their team was there really buy-in? Were guys really believing what Mike McDaniel was selling? And maybe his message was falling on deaf ears in time, but the Miami situation, I think I would stay away from, especially a guy like Harbaugh. Like to me, there's just more security, it feels like, up there in New York. But I think you bring up a great point about Jackson Dart. He's got to hammer home, right? Hey, man, we need you week in and week out. You got to learn to just not try to deliver blows, get out of bounds, slide, protect yourself, because when you do that, they should be in good shape. And there's reports that he's bringing Todd Monken with him. And so his offensive coordinator in Baltimore, he's going to go over to Gotham City with him. And that seems like a good fit based off of what some of, Todd Monken and Lamar were able to cook up the last couple of years.
Yeah. The Jackson Dart is kind of a poor man's Josh Allen right now. Like they all run around. Like I look at Josh Allen this year, I'm like, slide down, man. Like, and I'm not talking about a 4th and 1. Yeah. Go get it. Or near the goal line, of course. But there are times where he likes to dish out a hit.
He's about that action, boss.
It's not smart. It really isn't. I mean, he is their everything. And I know that it's hard to take that instinct out of a guy that can do it.
Yeah.
But Jackson Dart's got a chance now in the beginning of his career to really get a wake-up call. Like, his bell has been rung.
This year better been that wake-up call for sure. Especially when it's like, hey, man, go get the bag, too. With the money that they're throwing around in this league, you get to that second contract. Obviously, that's a massive payday. But I think for a guy like Josh Allen, AR, he kind of knows in his mind, what is he, about 6'5", 6'6", 240? He's like, I'm out here. I'm just as big as all these guys out here. I'm willing to deliver the blows. And so you're right. It's not the smartest thing to do, but I just think these guys you get in that game environment with that type of energy and that type of adrenaline. It's hard to turn that off.
Let's make the assumption that Harbaugh could have picked his spot.
Yeah.
I think this was the right one. Like, this feels to me, because I'm looking at the others like Miami, Cleveland, no. I know everyone said, Ohio guy and buy low, but there's just way too many questions at quarterback right now. And going from Lamar Jackson, I don't think you can go, and I'm not saying it's penthouse to outhouse, but it's certainly a real big drop. Like, you had a pretty good view with Lamar Jackson, and you're coming down to ground floor level and trying to build that thing up again. Now,
this is a nice little high rise. I think the Giants job right now, like a real high-end condo. In New York right now. He's probably
what view does he have?
About 25th
Central
floor.
Park.
Yeah. I think that it's a nice little condo for him.
Yeah. Where are the Browns?
Well, the Browns right now, how would we label the Browns? The Browns would be a nice apartment. 1-bedroom apartment right now.
A nice apartment?
Yeah, well, a 1-bedroom apartment. You know,
studio, man. I don't even know if they're in a part. They're like a studio.
The reason I'm willing to give them nice is
bed is in the living room, man. It's not good.
You got Myles Garrett. That's a valuable.
Yeah.
That's a valuable asset in the apartment.
Keep going.
You got Fannin, Quinshawn.
Yes. Quinshawn's coming off a pretty wicked injury.
You got a good second tight end. Okay.
So it's an apartment. I don't know how nice it is, but it's an apartment.
What you're selling is what they've been selling forever, is the ammunition they have for a draft. Like that's they're what they've stocked, what they're trying to.
You know what's unfortunate though, AR, is that we're looking at another draft season to where the Browns they have a funky situation already in-house.
Would they have drafted Dante Moore
at quarterback position? But now they're looking at the options, and I'm not drafting Ty Simpson at 6. I don't even know if I'm drafting Ty Simpson in the first round.
Honestly, I think the Dante Moore thing affected them more than anything,
and I don't
more than anybody.
I don't think he would have even gotten to
more than the
right?
Jets.
You don't think he would have got? Oh,
I think the Jets would have taken him at 2.
Where are the Browns picking right now?
6. So he wouldn't. So you're a Browns fan, and you're like, yeah, we got these 2 first-round picks, and it's probably not going to equate to what you really want anyway.
No, I thought maybe they'd package and move up.
To whom it may concern, and again, here I go reading things on Twitter again and just saying them on the radio. I read somebody attribute something to Mel Kiper that Mel Kiper said that he would expect all 4 to be a first-round pick between Mendoza, Moore, who obviously isn't going anymore, as well as Simpson and Trinidad.
I would bet on Trinidad over Ty Simpson in the NFL.
What about Tobago? Would you
Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people getting excited about Trinidad Chambliss off of like 2 games.
Oh, it was the Mahomes flair for sure.
I'm just saying between the 2, though, I would bet on Chambliss over Simpson. Me personally.
I'm not saying Trinidad Chambliss doesn't have it. I didn't watch a whole lot of Ole Miss football this year, but all of that talk about Trinidad Chambliss and like, man, he looks like a first-round pick. That came off of 1 football game against Georgia that people watched, and that's what scares me. Working with sample sizes
Who would
of
you
1.
bet on though between the 2?
Ty Simpson, just because I've watched him more, I guess.
Okay.
If I watched more of Chambliss, then maybe I'd say him. But is neither an option?
I would pass on Simpson.
This is going to be the biggest storyline going into the draft. Do they help Shedeur or did they? Because I think that's what's going to happen. I'm really convinced that if Dante Moore came out, they would have tried to go up.
And I think the Jets would have hung the phone up on them.
And they might have.
Because that's what I would do if I were the Jets. You and I are running that show.
And Dante's pretty inexperienced, too. I'm not saying that was going to be a quick fix, but they got to just keep swinging. And Shedeur has something there. There's something.
For sure.
So if you went lineman and receiver and you got him some help.
That's the combination. I think.
And now they're like forced into it.
Yeah.
If you're forced into not feeling well, there could be an answer for you. And that's my friends at Synergenics and Low T Center. I'm talking to the guys and ladies out there because for a very limited time still, the men's TRT test, that testosterone replacement therapy test, is free. Ladies, you're going to get $200 off the women's hormone test. So if you're in the new year and you're deciding, hey, this is the year I decide to try to feel better, and you think this is what's going on for you, then this is the place. All you have to do, you can walk into a Low T Center. You can book your appointment at getmyhealthfix.com. They are the leading experts. You'll meet with a real provider. You'll get real meds, real results. But the important part is the first step, and that's finding out where you are on the scale and what you may need. So if you've been suffering from those symptoms of low T, you're tired, you have lack of focus, you're feeling off, Synergenics and Low T Center is the place to get real results. And if you need it, they're going to guide you the entire way. You can choose if you want to be treated in the clinic or if you want to receive at-home treatment. Either way, it all starts with that simple and quick free TRT test at the center. They have an on-site lab. You'll get the results back in about 20 minutes. Limited time only. The women's hormone test, only $99, normally $299. And don't wait. Get in now. Change your life at getmyhealthfix.com. That's getmyhealthfix.com. All right. We'll continue on that Brownies coaching search. And the guy they let go, where's he going? We'll examine it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
Below freezing? Fire up the grill at Billiards Plus. The grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Enough already.
We can do more.
Enough already. We can find a cure.
Enough already.
We can do better for our kids.
Enough already. We are relying on you.
We can come together to support Children's Cancer Research Fund, a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer that is on the front line of breakthroughs. Because
it's enough already.
Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/freeforever to learn more.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs, nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Have you ever thought about having a podiatric physician examine your feet? Doctors of Podiatric Medicine set broken bones, perform wound care, and remove bunions. Common health issues that they treat include ingrown or fungal nails, corns, warts, and skin problems like athlete's foot. Foot exams are easy and can prevent many foot problems. If you can't walk, work, or enjoy sports activities without pain, what are you waiting for? To find a podiatric physician who is a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. One of the great annoyances in life, at least for me, is the check engine light, right? You get in your car, you see the check engine light, and you go, I got to take care of that. I don't know what it is. So you let it sit there forever. It bugs you, and eventually a bigger problem happens. Well, every day in your house, your check engine light might be on, but it's not your engine. It's your windows. Because you sit down on your couch, you feel the cold, drafty air coming in through your windows, and you go, I got to do something about these windows. But just like the check engine light, I'm afraid of how much it's going to cost, and I don't know where to go. I can't help you with your check engine light, but I can help you with your windows. Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale is going on now. Stop wasting money by letting the warm air in your house escape through your cold, drafty windows. You're spending more on your heating bills when you don't have to. Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale is the perfect time to address this problem. Plus, 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. That could be yours as well. Schedule an estimate today. WindowNation.com.
T-Bone's an expert at making mornings better. He brought back the bagel sandwiches at McDonald's. He feeds birds out of his mouth. And he hosts a radio show guaranteed to make you smile. Yay, T-Bone. Yes. T-Bone and Tyvis.
Weekday mornings at 6.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see a chance of flurries linger for us today. Otherwise, partly sunny skies and very cold and blustery with breezy winds and highs only in the low 20s. For tonight, partly cloudy overnight with lows in the teens. And then for Friday, we do have a chance of snow showers again. Light accumulations are expected, otherwise mostly cloudy with daytime highs getting in the mid to upper 30s and breezy winds continuing. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Truth of the matter is, you're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
Thank you, Red. The Browns, listen, their fan base wanted Stefanski gone. Stefanski. But as we just talked about in the last segment, I don't know how much you can really put on him. What happens is when you have a depleted roster, the decision-making becomes really difficult in-game. And I'm not saying he was perfect. He wasn't. But, listen, it might have been time. I think they're a classic case of maybe be careful what you wish for, but we'll see. But for him, I would think we all talked about maybe Kirk Cousins at the end of his career, but I feel like this has Atlanta written all over it. Does it
Stefanski. Not? Or does it have that guy written all over it? Because of the security, maybe there's more security at quarterback position.
Cam?
In
I
Tennessee.
almost forgot who said that.
Because they are, if you're Stefanski, right, you're looking at that quarterback room in the A, and you're like,
yeah, not good.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is deep into the back nine of his career. Penix has this really unfortunate injury history, but you zoom out from that, and there is the likes of Bijan and Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and they drafted 2 first-rounders on the defensive line this past draft. And so I think there's some upside there in Atlanta. It's just not where you need it most. And Stefanski, he's just coming out of not a similar situation because the weaponry is clearly better in Atlanta than it is Cleveland right now. But that, in his mind, is probably what held his offense back, was having to pull Joe Flacco off the couch, having to try to get Jameis Winston in order. And then you turn the page to this year and kind of the front office or maybe even ownership throw some funky stuff at you with a very, very crowded quarterback room.
It's a major question. I'm not denying that. I don't know where they would be. Cousins' dead money or Penix is cheap right now, though, right?
Yeah, he's on that rookie contract, so he should be relatively cheap. And now
if he's ready to go week 1, I'm not saying he can hold up, but he could be ready.
Right. And now we've got Matt Ryan running the show down there. That came out, I think, over the weekend, where he's now like the new president of football ops down there, whatever the title is. And so it sounds like the GM and head coach are going to have to answer to Matt Ryan. So he goes from CBS to a nice little payday in the front office down there in Atlanta.
Here's the other thing that's interesting. I know they restructured Cousins, or at least they're talking about it. I don't know if that matters. I mean, he might be cut in March. I wonder if they go out and I wonder if they got a guy like Stefanski. Because Mac Jones has kind of been the hot little name to kind of, hey, man.
Yeah,
I'm just saying to piecemeal it together. I'm not saying.
You're saying a bridge guy.
Yes, that's right.
See, that's dangerous, right, if you're Kevin Stefanski, because I think a bridge guy like Mac Jones and even Kirk Cousins.
How about if I gave them.
That doesn't really I don't think that's going to have your name in a good light. And you're going to immediately be 7 wins, 6 wins, right? And then the fan base is going to be questioning, why did we hire this guy? And so beggars can't really be choosers, but I think if I'm Stefanski, I want more upside. And so I would actually go to Tennessee first before I would go to Atlanta if I were him.
What if I told you that the Atlanta Falcons could get Malik Willis?
I'm good on that, too. I don't believe in Malik Willis.
Boy,
as far as I think it's the small sample size bait with a backup quarterback that I try not to take.
Yeah, Matt Flynn taught us.
Because like when you extend those guys out to me, AR, I think they kind of show you why they are really backups.
I'm not going to argue with the 6 starts or whatever he's made. You're right. That's not a lot.
Because you had it in Minnesota. Remember the first 3 games of Josh Dobbs? Oh my gosh, he's resurrecting his career. And then you expand the sample size out. You give him more opportunities to reveal who he truly is. Law of averages. And the average performance of Josh Dobbs wasn't very good, we found out.
That would be my fear with Malik Willis, is that he's more of a relief pitcher than he is a starter. I don't know how many innings he can eat up throughout a season that I'd feel good about.
I love him as a backup, though.
100%.
I'd be like, he's a priority for me.
Yeah, 100%. And so are you with me?
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
So you guys are kind of, because listen, Justin Fields had a lot more time and games under his belt. And we saw that. That didn't work out. So I guess I'm wondering, maybe I'm thinking that Malik Willis would still be affordable, and now maybe he won't off of what he showed. Because
you have to trade for him, right? Malik?
No, he's going to be a free agent.
Is he a free agent right now?
Yeah, I think, yeah. So, but is he a $15 million, $20 million free agent?
No.
This has mistake written all over
I'm good.
it.
I don't want to do that.
This has cute
Maybe
Twitter story.
We go back to Desmond Ritter, your guy.
Well,
that's not even a
Desmond.
He's somewhere again. He keeps hanging on to a roster somewhere. But yeah, I mean, are you with me though? I'd go to Tennessee first before Atlanta, just because of the quarterback.
If you're
position.
Stefanski,
yes. Or would you go to? You're going to Atlanta.
If Penix is going to be healthy week 1, and I've got a quality backup, I just feel like they're in a better spot than Tennessee. But
because remember, there's no first round pick they have this year because they gave that up to the Rams. They did business with the Rams
James Pierce
last year, and so they're not picking in the first round this year. And the Penix thing, we're talking years now of this.
Yeah.
Years.
Well, they knew it when they drafted him.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a major surprise.
I mean, honestly, like the obvious one is, like, I'd go to Baltimore if you're Stefanski. Like, if there's interest there, that's where you go. But I don't know how interested on Baltimore side that they would be. That's the easy answer for an offensive guy. And then after that, I mean,
I don't mind it. I don't mind it for either one of them.
Yeah.
Hand him Lamar Jackson. See what they can do with it. I don't think the Steelers want Stefanski, but it's not the worst thing. How do you feel about that?
That doesn't excite me.
Okay.
So my thing with Stefanski, like, I understand all of the issues that they had. They were not talented up front, and then they were beat up front. So that's a problem after problem after problem. But regardless, they just still played like a disorganized football team, and I couldn't get past that.
That's what everyone has looked at. But were they disorganized because they're not good? Or at times, certainly he has to take the blame. And I'm not saying he's perfect, but and this would not be getting into a great situation for him.
No.
Like, the quarterback situation is bad there, maybe worse.
It's just that
unless they get somebody, unless they get
the free agent market's not good.
It's not the coach's fault. Like, these are the pros, man. They know
players got to lock in.
They know
they got to lock in.
Not to jump before the ball is snapped.
Right.
So it's not a coach's fault when a player gets a false start. But when you have so many like procedural issues, individually, none of those are the coach's fault. But collectively, it's like, why is your team doing all this stuff?
I know, I hear
I
you,
don't get
TLC. For me, like I come down harder on coaches when it's not using their timeouts in the right spot before a half, where you can pick up points. That type of clock management, like those things, I really come down on a coach for. To you, like, we're talking grown men that know their job, and if you're not doing that, because I'm sure the coaches are hammering that stuff home week in and week out in practice and in the film rooms, and there's only so much you can do as a coach if those guys aren't going to act right.
Yeah. And if the free agent list is Malik Willis and a rebounding Daniel Jones, and that's about it, then, or Flacco and Rodgers will retire, and Trey Lance, then.
That's why you go to Tennessee.
2 minutes, we come back with our friend Dan Dockich, and we get his opinion on this Buckeye basketball squad with about 15 to go. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. If you are retired or in the planning stages, we can help you maximize your income. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
No one plans to get into an accident, but when it happens, we strive in making life easier for you. This is Justin Hinderer. The Hinderer Motor Company Collision Center is ICAR certified and certified by many manufacturers to provide the best quality repair available. All of our repairs come with a lifetime warranty. We have our own 24/7 towing service, so you never have to wait. Plus, we offer on-site rental cars for every lifestyle. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TRIP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRIP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRIP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up, knuckleheads? You're listening to Rothman and Ice on The Fan. It's not terrible.
All right, it's that time of the week. We get to connect with our guy, the host of Don't At Me on Outkick and the Indy Sports Ticket, the one and only Dan Dockich. My brother, Indiana, had a Heisman Doza. Do they get a Sig Natty on Monday?
Woo! Woo, I like it. Yeah, I'm sitting here in really overcast and rainy Naples, Florida, getting ready. I just
you are there?
Money. Oh, yeah. I've been to the Rose Bowl. I went to the Peach Bowl. We started here December 11th. We're supposed to leave December 9th, but we went to the Rose Bowl, and day one, we called the Airbnb lady, sent her a check, and staying until next Wednesday. Hell yeah. And I spent more money than I ever have on tickets, but I've had so much fun with my wife, my stepdaughter, my daughter. We're just having a blast. So go IU, Sig Natty. I like it.
Good,
I love it.
I hope it. Listen, it's once in a lifetime, but for him, you never know. Maybe you would be back. But to be 4 quarters away in this, I was telling the guys, I was watching Monday Night Football with Pittsburgh and Houston. They brought those logos up, and you see IU on the right, and they're talking about a championship game, and it's surreal. But that is cool. I'm glad you're there because I heard the get-in price was like $4,000. It may be down to $3,000, but oof.
That's what we paid, man. $4,000 a ticket. I had to go I call my retirement guys and get out.
Yeah.
Let's go. Get that 401k, busted it up. Let's go.
4 balloons to walk into that. Good for you, man. All right, let me ask you this because I caught this great interview. When you were out in L.A. or at the Rose Bowl, is that where you met Cato Kalin? How did you connect with him? And I heard the interview and it was incredible. For the young people that don't know, Cato Kalin was a friend of Nicole Brown Simpson, OJ's obviously former wife. The Kalin served as a witness in the murder trial in 1995. How did you connect with him?
His partner on 1 Degree of Scandalous, which is a great show that they do investigating crimes. They asked me to come on. They were doing a sports thing, wanting to talk about Bob Knight. And I don't know, we just kind of hit it off. They had me on twice, exchanged numbers, text over the years. And then, a couple of years ago, I was out in L.A., for the Rose Bowl. We were at actually Venice Beach, and we wanted to watch the Ohio State-Miami game. So I text Cato. I said, hey, man, give me a spot to watch. He told me about Barney's Beanery. I said, come on, let's go. It was New Year's Eve. He comes over, and honest to God, we're sitting at this bar, but we're not at the bar. We're at a table. It's a long table, and there's some actually people from Indy. Anyway, he walks in, and this is the first time I ever met him. Honest to God, Anthony, first time I ever met him. He sees me, jumps on me in a bar, starts humping me, so I start humping him back. My daughter's like, Dad, gross. And we sit there with him and his buddy, my wife, my daughter, my stepdaughter, some people from Indy, have the best time. 2 people that I had paid for, $800 a ticket, by the way. My stepdaughter's boyfriend had an appendectomy, and my stepson couldn't make a flight because it snowed out. I was stuck with 2 tickets. I couldn't resell them, so I told Cato and his buddy, just come sit with us. So they sat with us, and we had to. It was like, and now we're just boys, right? I mean, so of course I asked him. You heard me ask him, did OJ do it? And he's like, yeah. What's the thumping behind the house? Because he was OJ's roommate or whatever. Nah, that was OJ. I don't know, climbing a fence. He's great, man. If you ever need somebody on your show just for the entertainment of it. He's all energy, man. And now we're boys. Now we're going out there again. We spent the whole day. My kids loving him, and we just had a blast.
Good.
Great dude.
That's great. Dan, we had a
Weird, huh?
Yeah, the things you wouldn't have on your bingo card, like in your life, that was probably one. That was the center square.
Yeah, no doubt. Dan, just real quick, want to bring you obviously here to Columbus because there's conversations out there right now as far as where the expectations should be for Ohio State basketball. So when I throw that at you, what are your expectations for this program right now led by Diebler?
All right, I'll give you one. You should have won that Washington game. You can't be losing games like that. But this is the Big Ten, and Washington, what were they, down 7 at home? And this happens so often in the Big Ten, Ice. I mean, a team gets on a run, the crowd gets going. I've seen it for years, whether it was at Assembly Hall, Mackey, St. John's, Schotten. You got to win that game. And I'll tell you why. And I'll give you one name, Bruce Thornton. You have a guy there, 1,800 points. He's going to catch red and all that kind of stuff. But you got a guy there that has been through these things. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be a close game, but it should have gone down literally to the wire if they didn't take it out. You get a 7-point lead early second half. There's nothing safe about that. But teams that compete for the top of the Big Ten against a team like Washington, who's a nice team, not a really – you win that game. And that's the expectation I think that people should have. Big Ten's a bitch this year. Make no mistake. It is really good. Lower-end teams maybe not so much. But you got to win that game. And because you have a veteran guy. We talk so much about teams getting transient players, but you got Bruce in there who's known and done it, and you got a couple other guys. So that should be the expectation. And I'll tell you this, if you don't win those games, or the Iowa game, you got a problem. You're going to finish in the bottom half of the Big Ten, and frankly, with Ohio State, you guys know I coached in that state. I know that state. I know the player availability in that state, how good coaching is. AAU coaching is legit in that state. High school coaching is great. The college needs to get at least in the upper echelon, 3 or 4 in the Big Ten, but you're not going to do that if you piss away games. I shouldn't say this. Sorry, you can edit that later. But if you blank away games like you did, man, you can't. And that's the same thing I say about Indiana. Indiana's going along, playing a top 10 team, whatever. And you're up 16 at home. You want to be, if your expectation is to be anything but a mediocre team, there are certain games you got to win. I really felt like that Washington game was one of those.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Would you agree with that?
Yes.
I mean, am I being unfair?
No, I don't. I think you're being unfair. Listen, you got to stack some quad ones. I think they have one, and it's maybe Northwestern. So.
But when you have a lead, and you have, my point, I guess, is you have a lead. It's the second half. Washington's crowd is okay. It's not Breslin. It's not Assembly Hall. It's not Mackey. It's okay. And don't think for a second that doesn't matter. Okay, but you get a lead, and you got veteran guy, and he's a guard, right? Mm-hmm. And that's a big difference, And so, Ice, you asked a great question, and hopefully I gave you the answer because in the Big Ten, man, you're going to lose some nights. You're going to get your ass kicked some nights unless you're just great. But you can't lose games in that situation and think you're going to be a top 5 team in the Big Ten.
Well, last year when they needed a stop, they couldn't get one. Like it really wasn't. It was nothing more than that for me. And I hope that what Deebs did this year, I thought, because he had a pretty good core coming back. Like he had Bruce and Jude Mobley and Devin. Like in the Big Ten, outside of Purdue, I think they had. Like, they returned their 3 best players, and he went around and he said, I want to get guys that fit around them and provide what we need. And so far, they haven't really tapped into that. The bench is mediocre. He's not getting enough there, but you're right. The ones you got to win. When you're a middling team or a bubble team, which is what they are, you're right. You start looking back at some of those games and say, that would have been the one. They got UCLA this weekend.
Yeah, and they're not great. They had a nice win last night. But, it's not only looking back, but it's momentum inside a year. Like, I would say this about Indiana. Indiana needs to beat Iowa this week at home. It's a good team, but you're at home. There are certain games, and you know this as a coach, that they don't end your season and they don't make your season. but they influence it more than others. And a road game, as you said, veteran guys. I'll tell you what's hard, and this is something that I've said for a few years. Guys now are so damn good with the basketball. I mean, and so when you say, well, all right, we brought back X, Y, and Z, most times people look at that and say, okay, how many minutes did they play? What are their offensive numbers? And when you say, I'm going to put guys around 3 guys, okay, again, most people, including coaches, look at the offensive numbers and they look at minutes played, maybe somewhere else. But I'll tell you what, who can guard the ball? Like, I think a guy, I don't care how big he is, that can guard the basketball, meaning he can get under a ball screen. He doesn't get screened out top. Those guys are invaluable. I mean, honest to God, they're like gold in modern basketball. You know, a guy that used to be a post scorer was gold in college basketball. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know. Well, frankly, I don't really know that Ohio State has anybody. I don't know how many teams do have somebody. But when you say I got 3 guys, man, you better find somebody that Bruce Bowen. Remember Bruce Bowen with the San Antonio Spurs?
Yeah.
That's what he was one of the greatest NBA players for winning ever, because he could do exactly what I'm talking about and then make the occasional shot.
Yeah. Great defender.
No doubt. Hey, Dan, before we let you go, there was a topic that came up on our show yesterday about could you date someone that had their ex tatted on them? There was a tattoo of their ex on their body somewhere. Is that a deal breaker for Dan Dockich?
My first wife, no tats. My second wife has 2. And one of the first things I did was go, yo, Lee, tell them tats mean. Like, a bond between my ex-husband. So it's a real situation for me for about 10 minutes, and I realized, no, it really wasn't. But, no. Hey, no, I don't need that. At one point, that woman thought enough of that guy. Or I would say, look, here's the deal. And I know I'm not a catch, so, I'm more of a beggar than a chooser. But I'd be like, hey, yo, man, put Dan across Jim's name, would you? Like,
Just put a line through it. Yeah.
Why? What did you two say?
I said it would be, well, these guys were talking about it depends on location.
Yeah.
I'm like, eventually you're going to see it. Like, that's not good. And by the way, when you see it.
Let's get real about this.
Yeah, that's not a good time to see it.
Stamp.
Uh-huh. That's the deal breaker.
Not a good time to see it. That's the deal breaker. Right. No, listen, I would say, and I told these guys yesterday, first of all, we're all going on the assumption that this person didn't have some demise, like the relationship didn't end with a death. Right. Okay, so let's take that off the table. Let's say, and Cole said, obviously it shows she has bad judgment if she went all in on a tat and then that relationship didn't work, but it may not have been her fault. But I'm with you. I'm like, it sounds a little controlling to say go have that removed, but I that would not be a good starter. That's
I'll give you
little
one.
Bit of a deal breaker.
I'll give you one. Which is worse, tramp stamp or on an arm, or down the forearm, the inside of the forearm, where no matter what she's wearing, everybody could see. My name's Dan, your name's Anthony, and here's Anthony. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can be playing.
Hey, it was her dog's name. Yeah, not good. All right, my man.
That's a great topic.
Listen, get your Verizon bill under control and everything else you got brewing. And did you beat Lee in pickleball the other day?
No, she kicked my ass. I've won twice. She's won 6 times. I'm 2-6. I'm like the old Indiana football, not the new Indiana football. I'm 2-6 and struggling, man. Yeah.
All right, my man. We appreciate you. Have a great week. Enjoy everything. We'll talk to you after hopefully a title.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.
You got it. Dan Dockich, Double D, Indy Sports Ticket. Don't at me on Outkick, and he's with us courtesy of the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We come back with a Buckeye Bulletin. And we've got a guy staying for a 5th year, and we've got a guy staying for a 4th year. We'll tell you who they are next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, you know how it seems like everything just moves faster nowadays? You mean like technology and all those crazy inventions? Well, our furnace repair buyback program means you can slow down and take your time deciding what to do.
Get Eco.
We act fast so you can plan slowly.
You're right, Jerry. If your furnace fails in the dead of winter, call us. We'll be right there to fix it the day you call.
Boom. We're there. It's fixed.
Get Eco.
But our repair buyback means you still have time to think it over in the warmth and comfort of your toasty warm home.
And if you decide you'd rather replace that old clunker instead of fixing it every year, we'll credit the money you spent on repairs against the purchase of a brand new furnace, up to $1,500.
We act fast so you can plan slowly.
How long have you been working on that line?
Good poetry takes time, Aaron.
Get Eco.
GetEco.com.
Hey, it's Anthony, and of all the things you think about for a new year, the one thing that should be right at the top of your list is comfort and foot pain relief. I've told you my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store have made a massive difference in my life every day. Every time I leave the house, I feel supported, aligned, and I know my body is going to feel better. Not just my feet. My knees feel better. And of course, my lower back. They are so much different than just the over-the-counter insoles. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to balance and strengthen my feet. And I always feel like my feet are being guided into their ideal position. They're strong, supportive, and flexible. I will never wear a pair of shoes without them. When you go to the Good Feet store, you'll get a comprehensive foot analysis by their trained specialist. You'll get a digital foot scan that helps design your personal arch support system and, of course, any follow-up support you need. They have more than 3 decades of helping customers. Make an appointment right now online at goodfeet.com. Good feet, good life.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
It's a playoff Saturday doubleheader on the Fan 2. The Bills and Broncos get things started at 4 with the 49ers and Seahawks in the nightcap.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Catch the action on the Fans HD2 and 1460 AM. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, the Fan. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free from windownation.com.
Let's get after it Buckeye Bulletin style. And let's start with the latest, which is that defensive end Kenyatta Jackson is coming back for his senior season, for 5th year. So
it's big time.
I don't have to tell people in Ohio State Nation that you got one of your starting defensive ends back, and that defense was damn good this year.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's coming back for a 5th, so that's big.
Yeah, that's huge, AR. I mean, the second on the team in sacks last year was 6.5, tied with Arvell Reese, and Arvell Reese is going on to the NFL. Looks like he may be a top 10 pick, whatever that's going to look like for him. And so to get Kenyatta back with the productivity he already had inside.
Pressures were big, too.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Just heating up the quarterbacks a lot. And so he'll be very comfortable inside Patricia's defense. And, maybe he can turn himself into a first-round pick next year. And so just that experience and production combined that you're getting back with him is always a great place. And, I always love having guys in the trenches that have been there and done that. And so you'll get Kenyatta back and some of the guys they added via the portal from Alabama, whether it's Rousseau in that DN room, or you look at, Smith as a defensive tackle. Hopefully those guys can come in with their experience as well, being redshirt juniors and seniors, right? Smith being the senior and Rousseau being the redshirt junior, that those guys can just hit the ground running immediately. But, yeah, for sure, getting Kenyatta Jackson back is such a big deal for Coach Day and Coach Patricia, and more importantly, that defense and what I think he's going to be providing again on Saturdays.
You're getting a leader back. Outside of talent, you're getting an absolute leader, and that's what coaches want a lot. Now, let's be honest about the real decision-making here. If this was years ago and there was no NIL, maybe he does jump. Maybe he does, even as a day 2 guy.
Yeah, he probably would have been that this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this makes it a nice decision that, hey, I'm not a lock first rounder, and I don't have to feel like I've got to jump if I don't want to, and I can come back and earn and play and improve my stock. So you do get it all, and you're coming back to a very good team. Yeah. That's the other thing these guys have to consider when they're leaving. What am I staying for? So, and the other guys like Zion Grady and guys that are young, they're going to get a chance that he gets to lead them. So that will be a big deal. That is a big deal for them. Now,
the other real quick, AR, just the other guy I'm very curious to see where he can take his game next year is Bo Atkinson. Right? He transferred in from North Carolina, and I just think there's more there. I think there's more there for him, and so hopefully a year around the program, an off season around the program, Coach Marotti, Coach Patricia, he can go into next season with more confidence, and that can show itself, because I just love living in a world where your football team has maybe not waves of bodies to throw at offensive linemen, but if you have a handful of guys plus that you can look at as a play caller that can come out of your pass rushing room, to me, that's a great place to be. And so I think Bo Atkinson can raise the ceiling of next year's defense if he can live up to some of his potential.
They did get a kicker, right?
They did.
Yeah.
They got somebody in here.
Kid from Baylor?
Yeah.
Baylor Bear. And I forget his name, so I should probably...
Let's get that right. Let's get it.
His
I think
name
it's Connor Hawkins.
Connor Hawkins.
Yes,
that
Connor Hawkins coming in from Baylor.
I almost said Watkins, but I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Randy Watson. No, it's Connor Hawkins. That's your kicker.
Have you guys ever heard the name Connie Hawkins?
Yeah, NBA.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. I'm having a great day.
Right.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, and Connie Hawkins.
You didn't get Louis Lips, though.
No.
And that's your squad.
All right, I need to...
No, you're 2 for 3. It's not bad.
2 for 3. That'll work.
2 out of 3
day at the plate.
ain't bad. Somebody sang that once.
Well, I'm 2 out of 4 now because I don't know who sang that.
No.
Elvis.
No.
Okay, you burn all of the 3 strikes, and then I'll come in with the guesses once I know who it isn't.
Lil Jon.
No.
Okay, well, that was a waste.
That was a wasted pick. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Would be the lyric. Well, it's
Judy
actually the name of the song. No, it's a man.
Down by the river.
And it's the name of a food.
Down by the river. No, that's a van.
I know, that's why.
It's a van down by the river.
His name.
Matt Foley.
His name is a food.
His name is a food.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Yes, that's it.
Jelly roll.
No,
that's a good guess.
But a heck of a guess.
Meatloaf.
Yes.
Let's go.
How did you get that?
Because you told me it was after a...
I know, but I still didn't think he'd get it. You're on fire today.
Meatloaf, kind of not the artist, but Meatloaf itself, a little overrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
A little overrated.
Oh, I think it's kind of underrated.
It's just a block of meat, and it's just
you can
crispy
say that about
ends of the
anything.
barbecue
No, you
sauce.
can't.
It's
No, it's
juicy.
It's just a block of meat. You can say that about a lot of foods.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Meatloaf is overrated.
Ooh,
Yeah, no, it's a no for me, dog.
Boy.
Meatloaf. No, I'm good on that.
It's cheaper than the others. It tastes just as good or better.
It's just
but
cheap.
it's better.
It's just a cheap block of meat.
By the way, how we got from Connie Hawkins, how I got from Connie Hawkins
meatloaf.
to meatloaf. I still don't know how I got there, but that's okay.
From Connor Hawkins to Connie Hawkins to meatloaf.
Oh, I know how I got there. Because he said he was doing well today, and you said you got 2 out of 3, and I said 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and that got us to meatloaf.
Oh, man.
All right. The next one who's staying is Austin Sareveld.
Also big.
I'm back. So
send the facts, Michael Jordan.
Half of their captains are back.
Okay.
So
I'm into that.
Because Ennis came back, and now you get a left tackle who's coming back. Redshirt Junior. I'm not really sure where he would have been draft-wise. But when you think about the core of an offense, quarterback, receiver, left tackle, saying Smith and Sareveld.
And you've got
what? 3 S's.
Hinsman and Montgomery coming back, too.
Look at that escargot. Movie. Painted a big S on the roof of his car, so people would say, "Look at that escargot."
No, but that's funny.
I'm just rolling today.
Dazed and confused. I don't know.
Old movie.
Old school.
Has Eddie Murphy.
Coming to America.
You guys both said something at the same time. I caught it.
Said Beverly Hills Cops.
I said Coming to America.
No.
Shrek.
No, this would be older than that. Shrek.
I've also seen Shrek, so I know it's not
There's
that.
3 Shreks?
I've quoted this movie many times. All right, Maddie, let me give you another quote. What is this? Ignorant?
Oh, you said this before.
This is
What's up, Tyler?
Groove, man.
Oh.
Who's been putting out
I did that on purpose.
Who's been putting out their cools on my floor?
Oh, is it Coming to America?
No.
I don't know.
Trading Places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, another great one.
You know who's pretty good at movie stuff that would warm your heart is Tyler Danberg.
Tyler
Danberg. In The Office, I'll hear him going back and forth with Timmy and Mike.
Nice.
He's a young lad, but he's an old soul when it comes to his knowledge of stuff like that. So
He
Tyler
reminds me a little bit of a somebody in that movie. He reminds me a little bit of a Mortimer Duke, a Tyler Danberg.
Also, secretly massive quads. He's a runner.
I did get somebody on my side.
His lower trunk is thick.
Dylan, producer for T-Bone and Tyvis, or T-Bone and Tevis, as I called him the other day. He did. Meatloaf is gross. He's with me. I got one.
I think this is nuts.
Dylan can't wait to yell that into a microphone tomorrow during the show.
Barbecued meatloaf, like with sauce and the crispy burnt side of the end. Like
you can't help yourself with the crispy burnt. You are if you get any food for AR, ladies and gentlemen,
crispy.
Make sure it is crispy.
Well done, crispy. But I don't really. I've never heard anybody say that meatloaf is overrated.
I have, and I think they're wrong, Rothman.
Okay, well we have today.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, you got a meatloaf is gross from Dylan from T-Bone and Tyvis. Not Tevis.
When did this come through?
1 minute ago. Dylan's listening.
Gross.
Yeah, meatloaf is gross.
Okay. I don't.
Is he talking about the singer? Perhaps.
Ask him. Like, yeah, maybe.
He probably doesn't even know who the singer is.
I want to know who's preparing that meatloaf. That it's that bad, because most of them are like a homemade meatloaf.
Yeah, no, that ain't it.
All right. We are going to come back top of the hour, and we'll get into our deep dive and the Super Bowl odds. Where do they stand and who you got? Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Tri-State Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Tri-State Tri-State Men's Health will give you back your sex life because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TRIP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRIP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRIP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. This message is for everyone with a New Year's resolution. You can do it. This year is going to be your best one yet. Be the best because you are the best. You deserve it. Thank you for allowing us to serve you. And when you need us,
call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. The Blue Jackets host the Canucks tonight at 7. Looking for a 2-day start. Of his new head coach.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I think
all really good stuff. And like I said, I think, the guys were loving it, and it was a fun game out there. And, he emphasized that too. So, we were all enjoying it and playing hard for each other.
Fan coverage starts at 6:30. College football, Ohio State defensive end Kenyatta Jackson Jr. will return for a 5th year. Last season, he posted 6.5 sacks and 11 TFLs last season. NFL ESPN's Adam Schefter reported the Giants are finalizing a deal to make John Harbaugh their next head coach. Per multiple reports, Todd Monken is a top choice to be Harbaugh's offensive coordinator. This update sponsored by Eco Plumbers. Get $500 in free plumbing services when you buy a new water heater. Visit geteco.com and book today. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Final hour of the program. It is a Gold Jacket Thursday.
Let's go. Let's go.
John Hanna.
Yep.
Nicknamed the Hog.
Uh-huh.
He was 10-time, I think 10 straight first-team All-Pro.
That works.
I think he was 4-time NFLPA Offensive Lineman of the Year. Or maybe it was 4 straight All-Pro. And
yeah,
I can't remember. That's the point, is that he was so good for so many years and played in some playoff games, got to a Super Bowl in his final year. I think at one point, and I don't know if we'll get to this with him because we want to get to so much, is that he wanted to be traded he wanted out of there. And it never really happened. And I remember that in the back in the 80s, in the early 80s, the Baltimore Colts, who were owned by Bob Irsay at the time, were holding a fire sale, Matty. And even though the Colts had the first pick in the draft, and he didn't want the top prospect. And the top prospect was a guy named John Elway. And Elway, there was a thought that Elway demanded a lot of money. And a lot of money for that time was probably about
$6 million? 10 million?
5, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably about 25 million over 5 years, something like that. Yeah.
These guys are making, 2 a Sunday now? 2, 3 a Sunday?
I think Burrow makes 3 a Sunday.
Crazy.
Elway wanted it over 5, Wow. And that was fine with Elway because he didn't want to play for the Colts anyway.
Yeah.
But other teams were making kind of lowball offers, I remember, and because they knew Irsay wanted to dump Elway. So they kind of had leverage over him. And Irsay was ready to deal him. And he was going to deal him to the Patriots for John Hanna.
Wow.
And a number 1 pick or something. I can't remember what really happened, but I guess they wanted to have Hanna even towards the end of his career because I think his last year was 85.
Okay.
So that would have been. Now, we know the rest is history because Denver, this was one of the great iconic moves of all time on what Elway delivered to Denver. And because they wound up trading him to Denver for, who was I think he was out of Purdue. Let me look. There was a quarterback.
Aiden O'Connell.
Kyle Orton.
I may have the
Drew
name.
Brees.
No.
Elway Colts trade?
Yes.
The tackle who went 4th overall.
There was a tackle in there. But I thought there was a quarterback involved in there also. Mark Herman?
Sure.
Yeah, Purdue. I was right. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Mark Herman.
Yeah.
And so, but we all know. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, we all know. Mark Herman.
No. We all know about Elway is what I mean. Talking about Elway. So you're talking about defining a city? That's what I'm talking about. Like, you can ask people in Denver. Like, I have friends in Denver. I have family in Denver. And you can ask them where they were when they heard about the Elway trade, and they'll tell you.
Okay.
Not a game.
One of those moments.
The trade.
Not a game.
Yeah. Not
talking about practice.
We're just in each other's brains today. And I think they can remember where they were.
Yeah.
And I've had people tell me that, where they were when... by the way, text coming in from my
I got a couple responses too.
Longtime great friend Clay Hall.
Shout out to Clay.
And he says to you boys,
is he with me,
boys,
or is he with you guys on Meatloaf? Because I got a couple responses during the break too.
Such a good song. No, don't be. How much of this are we allowed to play?
Yeah,
exactly. Oh no, if we talk over it, I think we're okay.
I can play it underneath you.
All right.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. He says that meatloaf is one of the top 3 comfort foods of all time. I don't know what his other 2 are, but I think he's right. Because my mother used to make homemade meatloaf in the deep pan, and you always wanted the edges, and she would put barbecue sauce on the sides or whatever, and it was so good. And in winter, growing up in Chicago, there is no other food that, and maybe this is the kid in me talking.
Okay,
it's not like
nostalgia kicking in.
You go to Cap City or you go and get meatloaf, and you're styling. Like, I'm surprised to hear you say it, but
hey, everybody's palate's different.
Everyone's different on that. I just thought it was universally
loved.
Like if you do.
It just doesn't do much for me. It's just,
This sauce is goofy as hell.
So Dylan from T-Bone and Tyvus, he weighed back in, AR. He said both the singer and the food dish are gross. Got a tweet from Jacob saying meatloaf is gross, and then I got a text from one of my boys.
The singer?
That says, you crazy as hell. Meatloaf is fire, especially when you turn it into a sandwich.
Yes. 100%. Who's that from?
Opinions are all, I'm going to protect the name.
Okay.
But I got a you crazy as hell. So, with you.
All right, let me share you another thing. We can move off of that one.
Is he embarrassed of his meatloaf takes?
So
I don't know. Maybe he's supposed to be working.
You remember when I was in Rockford, Illinois, and
I remember.
And the bookie, me telling the story, not the
this guy, man.
Hey, he's telling a story. And when I was in Rockford, I said that the bookie was the mailman.
Yes.
And I used to nickname him the postmaster. And it was huge because, he picks up envelopes and drops them off. What could be a better job for a on-the-side bookie than being a mailman? But my, and now they're more, mail carriers? Because obviously they're not just men.
Right.
So
I think that's fair.
And so...
Gender neutral.
I got a text from our wonderful mail carrier, Aaron, who's just an awesome guy. And he was listening to our topic of the tat on the X.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And he green lighted me saying this because I wouldn't want to say it without. He goes, my ex-girlfriend, who I dated for 3 years, had her wedding band tattooed on her ring finger from her previous marriage. You brought this up.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
So not the initial, like a letter, but the
It was
band.
like a leafy vine that was wrapped around the ring finger.
Okay.
Not a name.
I'm kind of okay with that.
So,
vine.
That's amazing you said that because he said that obviously her marriage went really bad and I'll just paraphrase, and they all moved and lived with him for about 2.5 years, and there was a lot of drama. But he goes, I can honestly say it didn't bother me that much. I knew she was done with him and that she loved me and that she even offered to get it removed, and I told her it wasn't a big deal. Now, it wasn't the name.
But it was just a leaf, like a weed leaf? Like,
like
a weed leaf.
A weed leaf.
Something like that?
Where
the weed at?
No, it was like a
weed life,
a nice vine, like at Wrigley Field.
I've never heard of that. But respect to him for sticking.
Like a wreath. Like a like that looking probably.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen a lot of the initials.
Does this count though? It's not a name.
It's also a difference. Well, the name is worse than an artistic ring. Artistic. There was an R in there, by the way. But there's a difference between that and a name, and there's also a difference between being a boyfriend versus a husband. Because the dating one is where I say that's where your judgment's really off.
Oh, so you're good with the tat if they were married?
Yeah, but even so, the name would still bother me because I'm like, that's not my name. Like, that would bother me. I know this is super particular, and I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to
it's
be
on brand
like
for
that.
you, though. This is on brand for you.
But I don't care if you get a tattoo. Well, yeah, if you're getting like matching tattoos, that's still weird, but you can just lie about that.
I'm not mad at that. I like matching tattoos for couples. I'm kind of in on that.
But Stacy.
But time out. What
about her? That's not my name.
What about boy?
It's not my name.
It's a classic right there.
But I'm saying with boyfriends and girlfriends, if a boyfriend and girlfriend get a couple's tattoo and then break up, are you questioning her judgment? Brandon, she's probably not telling you that it's a matching tattoo.
I would ask, at what point did the tattoo happen? Were we 8 months in? Were we 2 years in? Like, if there was a lot of commitment there, I wouldn't be that mad. Hey, from the top rope, real quick, Pat Murphy, our guy.
Not what you know, is what you can prove.
You know, Pat Murphy, our guy from Bucknuts, does a lot of stuff here at the Fan. You're nuts on your meatloaf take. Yeah. It's my birthday food every year.
Good for you, Pat. Well done. That's one for our team, Pat.
I see how it is, Pat.
That's one for our side.
Still love you, Pat, but I see how it is.
Dang it, now I got to flip to the other side of the argument. That's your birthday meal? Yeah, I like meatloaf, but...
Yeah, hey...
The song? I mean, the artist?
Oh, my God.
I question that take from Pat right there. It's my birthday. I want meatloaf.
It's a comfort food.
He takes it too far.
It takes him back. Maybe there's some nostalgia to it.
All right, but
I don't know about that, Pat.
Maybe
your birthday's supposed to be special.
Yeah, let's pop a bottle.
I like meatloaf.
Well, maybe he's popping a bottle with the loaf. Hey, don't let your meat loaf. And he's not. We'll come back with the odds.
I caught that.
The Super Bowl odds.
I caught that.
Who you got? Are you guys sticking with your squad?
I don't know who I'm picking. I don't know, but that's the beauty of the playoffs. I think it's fun because I think
it's wide open.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun a little bit not to have Mahomes and the rest and Lamar and the rest.
Speak for yourself.
Right?
Take that, Rich Eisen.
Speak for yourself over there. I'd like to see my guy play.
Well,
I'll never forget when I went to that Super Bowl in Atlanta, the Patriots and the Rams, and it was the worst Super Bowl ever. It was horrible.
13-3, that one?
Yeah. Where Goff missed a guy in the end zone. They could have stolen it easy. And I remember coming back and just lamenting on how bad the Super Bowl was, and it just was a bad ultimate game. You remember that rant that Trey Wingo went on at ESPN when he was filling in for Mike and Mike about he was so ticked off that people were complaining about the game.
It was boring.
I know, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He went the other way,
really?
Oh, yes, it's a rant for the ages. Oh, wow. And we've had him on. We had him on at Super Bowl Radio Row and all that, but that was because you're a fun guy. All right, we'll come back with the Super Bowl odds next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet Store.
Hi, this is Mike with the Good Feet Store. Are your bad feet making work miserable? You're not alone. Here's Val, a real Good Feet Store customer.
I'm a salesman. I've pounded the pavement 35 years, literally. My legs ached, my feet hurt. It was just sometimes unbearable. But if you don't have a good attitude when you're in sales, it shows on your face. I heard an advertisement on the radio for the Good Feet Store, and I said, what can I lose?
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Val get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way.
I walked in the Good Feet Store and I said, my feet hurt. What a difference with these arch supports. When I go and talk to my customers, I've got a smile on my face. I can go all day long, and then some. It's the real deal. My name's Val, and that's my Good Feet story.
Don't let bad feet stop you from achieving your 2026 health goals. Visit the Good Feet Store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And of course, you know me. I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Are you starting to get recognized from these ads, Wilson?
Yep. Folks are really liking the idea of home-changing windows and superior performance and 5 different lines to fit any budget.
That kind of sounds like Pella's thing.
Oh, yeah, it is. They recognize me, but then they ask for your business card. So, that's neat.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? And did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of the Columbus Men's Clinic, and I started this clinic a decade ago to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud, and even more so as we age. ED and low T tend to get worse if untreated. And guys, you're not alone. Your physician-led support team at the Columbus Men's Clinic has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively, and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate medical team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. That's columbusmensclinic.com.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest.
Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see a chance of flurries linger for us today. Otherwise, partly sunny skies and very cold and blustery with breezy winds and highs only in the low 20s. For tonight, partly cloudy overnight with lows in the teens. And then for Friday, we do have a chance of snow showers again. Light accumulations are expected, otherwise mostly cloudy with daytime highs getting in the mid to upper 30s and breezy winds continuing. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Leads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Maddie, time for the best. Our friends at Bet365.
Let's get after it, big dog, because at Bet365, they got great deals waiting for you, especially if you're a new customer, because all you have to do is bet $5. After that, you're getting $200 in bonus bets, folks. Win or lose. So hop on that thing. Don't mess around. You can turn that $200 into something bigger and better when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
I missed it.
You'll hear it later.
Look for the.
As soon as I said it,
look for the Super Boost, which is unbelievable in the Buffalo-Denver game. They're offering essentially. I don't think I can guarantee this, but I can, but they can't. One passing yard in the game, okay, and you get it to even money. So they've done a super boost bet, where if there's a passing yard, which there will be, and then you can certainly win money. Now, the question you're going to ask me is the right one, which is, well, how much can I bet on that? And the answer I would give you is the max bet will vary by customer, so check your account on that. I've checked my account on there. I will be making this bet because I'd be stupid not to make this bet. And so look for that, the Super Boost in the Buffalo-Denver game.
So you got me thinking, like, the fewest amount of total passing yards between two quarterbacks in any game in NFL history. I wonder what that is. Like the two starters.
Well, they don't count sacks. They don't count sacks where they do in college, right? Which
like
is
just
a joke.
Combined between the two starters, the fewest amount of passing yards
would have to
in
be in a
NFL
game
history.
A long time ago.
I would think so. Hey, a fun game tonight in the NBA. Thunder taking on the Rockets. You get SGA, you get Kevin Durant, star power everywhere. I'm looking at SGA, the juice on him to score 35 points in the game tonight, plus 170. He's an offensive machine, as we all know, so I'm going to scoop up that juice right now with SGA, plus 170 to score at least 35 tonight in what should be a banger of a game between the Rockets and the Thunder. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only, must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
I always get this mixed up. They don't count sack yardage against
in the NFL
rushing yards, obviously, or they do against a
I think in college,
quarterback, yeah,
it counts against. I believe.
Stupid.
Yeah, that's a funky rule. I don't know what we're doing.
November 8th, 1936, Chicago Cardinals, Philadelphia Eagles.
Where was that game? Because if that was at Wrigley Field,
I don't know.
Be a grandfather.
I can give you one completed pass between the two teams.
Oh, wow.
For how many?
It doesn't
just
even
one.
say.
Just one.
Leather necks.
It just says fewest complete. It says only for a few yards. That's a very general response for a specific stat-based question.
Here are the odds for the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Betting favorite, Seattle Seahawks. Home field advantage, NFC.
What's the juice on that, AR?
Plus 270.
Okay.
To win it all. The LA Rams, next. Plus 320.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Patriots. Pretty good value at 6-1. Tied with Buffalo at 6-1. Denver, 7.5-1. Houston, 8.5-1. The Bears, 14-1. Niners, 20-1.
I like the value on Buffalo and New England right now. Houston's limping into this thing this weekend. It does not sound like Nico Collins is going to be available for them. And so we could be living in a world where two AFC East teams are getting after each other in the AFC Championship game. The Broncos' offense I don't love. I'm in on their defense, and I think they can definitely turn the water off to a certain degree with Buffalo's offense right now, but I like the plus 600 for both squads coming out of the AFC East as far as value goes right now.
You know what we really need to do is find a now, because I think you could make some good money on predicting the Super Bowl. Not the winner.
Just both teams?
But the teams in the games. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that because I could see a scenario of Buffalo, Seattle. The question's going to happen if the Rams are going to Seattle for an NFC title game. Do I really trust Sam Darnold versus Matt Stafford? I know Stafford isn't 100% healthy, and Seattle doesn't have to count on Darnold for everything. But can he do what he couldn't do last year for my Vikes and show up when it matters most?
Until I see it, I don't believe it.
But they run and they play defense. Like they don't need him to be Superman at all.
I know, but I don't even know if he can be Clark Kent sometimes. That's where I'm at with Sam Darnold.
Give me a Super Bowl.
Let's go New England.
And I'll put it into the AR computer here and see what it spits out.
Let's go Pats Rams.
Pats Rams. Hang on a second. Type in some stuff here. So Pats win the AFC, Rams win the NFC. All right, I got it.
Where we at?
What do you need back to make that bet? What do you need back on 100 soft earned dollars out of the Rothman and Ice Sludge Fund?
Can I get $1,500 back?
No.
Can I get $800 back?
Barely. 7.25.
Okay.
No winner. Just box the Super Bowl. Rams, Pats. Ooh, I like that.
Oh, man.
I like that. That's nice. That's a nice little payday.
Yeah.
Got to get them both.
Be the third Rams Pats of my life.
Got to have them both.
Yeah.
5 Santas went in.
What's another one, AR? You want to throw in your calculator over there?
I kind of wanted maybe the teams I'd root for, like Seattle, Buffalo.
Okay.
So let me get a Buffalo going and a Seattle going, and we drop in 100. I'm a little less than you. 642. Not bad, but about 6.5-1 to box that Super Bowl. Cole, you got one you want to see that might happen?
Did you already go over Bills and Rams?
No, we didn't do Bills.
No, we did
Rams.
Pats Rams.
So you want to do Bills Rams? Bills Rams will get you 762.
Okay. What I'm kind of wanting now, AR, is to have both conference championship games be division matchups. That's what I want. So I want Rams. We're going to get it either way.
Rams, Seahawks, Bills, Pats?
Yeah. Because one of the NFC West teams is obviously going between the Niners and the Seahawks, but that's what I want to see. I love that stuff.
Let's go back to the big anniversary Super Bowl, which would be Bears Patriots. The Super Bowl shuffle year. $100 gets you $25.40 just to get them both there. Super Bowl
Bears team,
20.
man. I don't think they're going to get there. I don't think
all
they're going
they
to
want to do is be trailing in the fourth.
The game's in Chicago this week, right?
It is, and it's going to be a freezer.
Yes, it is.
An absolute freezer.
Yes.
All right, we're going to come back. 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. John Hanna on a Gold Jacket Thursday. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
So hop on that thing. Don't mess around.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Don't start the new year with the same old ride. Right now, score low lease payments on all 2026 models, like $149 a month for a brand new Elantra or $159 for a new Sonata. Hurry in and kick off the new year right. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit $39.95 down plus tax, title, and fees. 2-year lease for 10K miles per year. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Ends 2-2.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
All right, it's a Gold Jacket Thursday, and I remember vividly back in 1981, Sports Illustrated featured a player's face inside of a helmet, and the caption read simply, "The best offensive lineman of all time." He was the ultimate guard, an All-American out of Bama, the first-round pick of the Patriots, and the fourth overall in the 1973 NFL Draft. Enshrined into football heaven in Canton in the class of 1991. We welcome back to Ohio the first ever Patriot into the Hall, number 73, John Hanna. Hog, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Appreciate it. Thank you much.
Good to have you back. So let me take you back. It all started with Bear Bryant at Bama. When you were there, was it all about Auburn at the Iron Bowl for you, or did Tennessee or LSU get your blood boiling more?
All three.
All
there
three equally?
There wasn't an inch of difference between any of them. Tennessee, LSU was tough, especially when you went down to Baton Rouge, but those guys were crazy down there. I can tell you some stories on that, but Tennessee, we hated the Big Orange, and Auburn was, that's the interstate, that was bragging rights. So they were all three big rivals.
Wow. Yeah, because, here in Columbus, obviously, Ohio State and Michigan, and I was just very curious if the Iron Bowl led the way for you. But you're right. Those teams were very good when you were playing back for Bama, those other rivals, and you had many of them. The Bear Bryant situation and coaching and playing for him, give me a good story or something, how he impacted, you think, your career.
It's funny, I always tell the same story. I think the biggest lesson I ever learned from Coach Bryant was that I could go further than I thought I could. I told the story this morning to a bunch of high school sports captains about what we call Black Saturday, all the guys on my team. And that day, Coach Bryant sent about 10 of us to the hospital with heat stroke and dehydration. And a bunch of guys quit. And we came back the next day at the meeting, and he looked at us and he said, "Well, boys, y'all learned a big lesson yesterday." He said, "You'll push yourself and push yourself, and think you're going to die, but the human body's an amazing machine. It'll always pass out before it dies. So that was kind of his theory in life, is you can go further than you ever thought you could.
That's great, John. I love asking, former athletes just about the other things that they got into as far as athletics. Can you talk about maybe what wrestling and track did for you as a football player? Because there's always debates out there now about, should guys play one sport? Should they play multiple sports? Talk about that, wrestling and track, and how that helped you become a great football player.
Well, I think I'm a huge believer in multiple sports. I think, I think and a lot of orthopedic surgeons even agree with that, in that, you develop just a certain set of muscles and you're much more prone to injury. But the wrestling taught me basically quickness and leverage more than anything. And it taught me how to feel body shifts and weights so you could move people. Wrestling's all about its quickness, but it's also, when you feel a guy, his weight shift, you know how to take advantage of it. And I think there's a lot of similarity between that and especially pass protection in football, because you can feel that weight shift and the run game also. So that was a big part of it.
Tremendous. John Hanna with us, perhaps the greatest offensive lineman ever. And the fact that you were all SEC in shot put and discus, I was wondering if you ever dreamed of going to the Olympics. Do you think you were that good in those specific situations?
I don't know. I'd like to believe I could. Coach Bryant promised me I could compete in the shot and discus, but it kind of interfered with spring football. So when spring training came around, I'd practice football and then go to the meets. So I never really got to, do what I could do in college track. I mean, I was able to throw the shot. I think college was either 61 or 63 feet, something like that, on the 16-pounder. But I always felt like I could have done, added 3 or 4 more feet anyway, which would have gotten me close, to the 70-foot throws, 69, 70-foot throws that other people were throwing at that time, the better ones.
So in 1978, you were a part of one of the most dominant offensive lines in the history of the sport when you guys up front set an NFL record for over 3,100 rushing yards. Just talk about that unit. What do you remember about the chemistry you guys had and why you were able to get after defenses at such a high level week in and week out?
Well, I want to add to that. A lot of people think of that, 3,000 plus yards that we got, and they'll think about, well, who is the running back? Because, if you think about Buffalo, who held the previous record, they had O.J. Simpson. And he had, like 2,000 of those yards. And then when you talk about the guys that own it now, I believe it's the Ravens on them, and I can't think of the back's name now that broke, but he had like 2,000. We didn't have one back that broke 1,000 yards, but we had 5 backs that did 500 yards. So it was all, that's hats off to an offensive line. And what made us great, I think, is we trusted each other, and we were unselfish. We would protect each other. We would do things that might take away from my individual game to help another guy who might be having trouble. Like, some of my nemesis was the outside linebacker from Denver who used to be in broadcasting. I can't think of his name. And then Clay Matthews, because they gave me problems. Well, I could get help there. Hans Johnson from San Diego used to give me fits, and I got help from him. So Leon who was my tackle next to me, and Blank, who was my Bill Lankitis, my center, they would be watching for me and helping me, to kind of keep them contained. So then, when Leon would have a hard time, say one of his nemesis was Coy Bacon for some reason. Leon he had Leon's number. We all got those guys. So when I was free up, I'd do everything I could do to keep Leon's help.
I wonder if the Denver guys you're talking about are a couple of our Ohio guys, like maybe Randy Gradishar or Tom Jackson.
Tom Jackson's the guy I was thinking of. I'm glad you said it. Tom Jackson gave me fits. I hated playing against him.
Well,
it was him and Clay Bow. Those two guys gave me fits. It was unbelievable.
I think they would say the same about you. I know we only have a minute or so here. You capped your career playing against the Bears in Super Bowl 20. You went against the doomsday defense of the Cowboys, the Steel Curtain. I mentioned Buddy Ryan's Bear defense. Who was the best defense you faced in your career from a team standpoint of the ones I maybe mentioned or somebody else?
As far as players are concerned, probably there are two. Early on, I played against the Purple People Eaters.
My favorite.
The Minnesota Vikings. And Alan Page at that time was in his prime. And that was a heck of a defensive front. The Rams were good. Pittsburgh was good. I think Chicago was good, but the thing that made the difference with Chicago is Buddy Ryan was the first guy to figure out that when you're on offense, the defense always has one more guy that you can block. And most of the time, two. Because the quarterback ain't going to block anybody, and the running back's not going to block anybody. Right?
That's why you got to roll the quarterback, I've always said.
Well, that's exactly right. And if you remember that year, the only team that beat them was Miami.
That's right.
And the reason they did it is
Marino.
Yeah, Marino would set up, drop his 9-step, and then he'd run a turmoil where he'd roll outside the pocket and then throw that bought him another second or two to throw and get his receivers open. And they beat Chicago. And that's why he beat them, because they didn't set up and have that normal drop back pass. He would set up, they'd all get in their passing lanes, and then he'd roll out and find his receiver. And it was a heck of a scheme. Shula was, he was a wizard. That guy, whoever came up with that scheme, they were the only guys to be able to come back and beat the Bears that year because of that.
He is John Hanna, arguably the greatest interior lineman this game has ever seen. You can meet and greet with Ham Hocks himself at Canton in the Hall of Fame Saturday at 1 p.m. You can't miss him. He'll be the guy in the gold jacket. John, welcome back to Ohio. Hope you soak in this weekend, buddy. You deserve it. This visit was awesome. Be well.
Well, thank you very much. And, us Alabama and Buckeye guys, the Red Elephants and the Buckeyes don't get along too well. And hopefully we'll come together one of these days and have a good time.
Awesome. John Hanna. Father was his presenter, the Hall of Fame in 91. He went in with Earl Campbell and Tex Schramm and Jan Stenerud. And we had Jan on the program already. We had Earl on very recently. But 13 seasons, 183 games, and capped his career getting to play in a Super Bowl against a legendary team in Chicago. But what a career. His brother played in the league. His dad played in the league. And that name is synonymous with the greatest offensive lineman to ever suit up. We'll come back with Tell the Truth, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Playoffs? Yeah, we're watching the playoffs at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join me, Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle from On the Money Saturday, January 17th, starting at 4:30. The inflatable football toss will be out to show off your arm and win prizes. Watch and bet on the playoff games at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus, where Michigan fans get pie in their face, and you won't find better value than the steak dinner. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Want big flavor and even bigger value? The new $9.99 value meal has arrived at Hothead Burritos. Get your choice of a customized, loaded little burrito or bowl with fresh chips and salsa plus a drink, all for just $9.99 today. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Winters can be brutal here in the Columbus area, and if you're cold in your home with the heat running constantly, it's probably your old, inefficient windows that are the problem. The good news is that Window Nation can help you get through this season because in the last 20 years, they've installed over 3 million energy-efficient windows nationally, and they're trusted by thousands of Columbus homeowners to keep their homes comfy and cozy year-round, while also saving them money on monthly utility bills. And right now, they're more affordable during the Window Nation Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale. It's a great time to replace all the windows in your home. Plus, you could get your windows with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. You'll be surprised by the dramatic difference new windows will make. Your home will be better protected against the weather, feel warm and dry, and you'll love the lower utility bills. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 sale going on now. The sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com right now. Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
New year, new you, new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus, and the deals are built tough. Drive home the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% financing for up to 48 months. Need more muscle? The 2026 Toyota Tundra delivers with 2.99% financing for up to 72 months, or take $3,000 in customer cash. Germain Toyota has the truck and the deal you've been waiting for. Shop today at Germain Toyota of Columbus, where selection, value, and trust come standard. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
The Buckeye football season is over, right? It's never over. Coaching staff comings and goings, transfer portal drama, and the latest from the world of recruiting. Keep it locked on your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
All right, I saw this today. Mike Tirico has confirmed that there will be no additional interviews with Michael Jordan for the NBC broadcast of the NBA. And Michael Jordan was kind of a big selling point for them because he was advertised as a contributor to the broadcasts. And it kind of just turned out to be like one interview that was spliced up across a couple of broadcasts. So Do you think we got duped big time with that one?
Yeah, because I was looking forward to that for sure. Because I was looking forward to hearing him talk about today's era and some of the games and all of that stuff, right? Like, I love hearing from the all-time greats, and especially Jordan. Like, I would have loved that, AR. So that's a bit of a swing and a miss, I think. But he's got so much other stuff going on.
Yeah, they were like, it's going to be Carmelo and Tracy McGrady and Michael
Blake
Jordan.
Griffin. Yeah, like in that crew. It's a good crew that they got going on over there right now. But, yeah, not hearing from your GOAT is a little disappointing.
So I'm a little bit clueless on this because he is mine. But I would say that I didn't even see the first one. You're saying something already aired?
It was like the first broadcast on NBC and Peacock where he was there and he sat down with Tirico, and to TLC's point, he's just been out of sight, out of mind.
So you're telling me that they're not going to air what they recorded?
They may have already burnt it.
Yeah, they did
by
it
this
earlier.
point in the season.
I thought you said it was an hour and 45 minutes or something. Like they taped an interview.
There was a segment that they definitely did, but I think you mentioned that they planned on maybe spreading that out throughout.
So they advertised him along with all the other players, all the other former players who NBC was advertising as part of being a part of their coverage. Everybody else was like a desk analyst, like guys who are there at the games on site every single week. Michael Jordan basically invited Mike Tirico over to his house for one interview for like 1 hour, and then they just chopped up 5-minute snippets and then just put it a little bit in this broadcast. Okay, 5 more minutes next week, and then 5 more minutes the week after, and so on.
So this is what my guess is. That they sat down for an hour and a half or whatever, and they taped this stuff. And they got a couple out of it, a couple good ones for that stuff in October that I never saw. And now they probably were thinking that there'd be an agreement to some future interviews along the way, and he probably doesn't want to do it.
I agree.
He's probably
like, I don't need this.
Like they recorded, we sat down for 2 hours. Mike probably thought,
my job's done.
This is, that's it. I committed to an hour and a half. And now you can use them all season. Guess what? We're wearing the same clothing. It's not going to look good. It could be fine week to week, like in October.
It would have been great.
But then my guess is that NBC probably thought they were signing up for some periodic refreshers with him. Because here's the deal. Everything's dated. Like, we need some current analysis.
Yeah, it's all off-season talk.
I have to imagine NBC's probably a little salty at your GOAT.
What happened to the insights to excellence? We've got the excellence. We need some insight.
Someone mentioned Van Down by the River earlier.
You're using your paper not for writing, but for rolling doobies.
There you go.
Doobies is such a funny one to me.
That's right.
I got a couple
Doobies and
Rothman, if you ever say something that catches my ear, I'm be like, wow.
I can't see real good. Is that Bill Shakespeare over there?
I like that one. We might use that one. All right, so the Tennessee Titans were attempting to interview 17 head coaches. So they've already completed 10 of them. They got 3 more scheduled. They had 4 scheduled, but John Harbaugh said, I'm busy up here in the in the Meadowlands.
Got $100 million coming my way. I'm good.
So that they had 4 scheduled, and then they got 2 more requested. So 16 or 17 Titans interviews. Does one football team need that many? Like, the candidates who we're talking about have resumes that are researchable. You don't need to meet all of them.
Probably not.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I think you would want, like, outside of the resume, their updated thinking on who they are as a coach, how their philosophy fits with what you think your personnel is. And all that. It's definitely a big number, but I don't think I would just want to look at their resume and say yes or no based off of their past without getting an updated sit down with them.
Boy, I think you could pare that down, though, to about 5 guys. Like, you could have your resume of Robert Saleh and whoever else.
Fantastic.
Hafley, Stefanski.
Good stuff.
I mean, I'm just thinking, I don't know how far down because if you're going down that, if you're interviewing 15 guys, that means something's not clicking. Something's not impressing you. Because they all can't be equal.
Hey, man, there's some picky guys and gals out there when it comes to dating. You know how many dates you go on when you were single, you know?
I mean, if you ever left, when you had to interview 17 co-hosts because there's no way you'd be irreplaceable.
Yeah, right.
So we'd have to go 17 deep.
Yeah, right. I don't have a problem with vetting a whole bunch of people, especially when you have a guy in-house and Cam Ward who obviously they believe in. You got to make sure you get it right. And there's no rush. You get no rush.
You get no rush.
You get no rush.
I don't know, man. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of an in-face interview with 17 candidates.
They just send in a private jet in and out?
Yeah,
Is that how that works?
Just doesn't make sense.
Taylor Swift PJ.
It makes no sense.
You guys smelling like nail polish or something?
In here?
Yeah, like, I don't know, like nail polish remover. Something.
We didn't have Caleb.
First of all, I like how you look at me when I am in a different room than you are.
No, it's just
maybe something's coming through the blowhole.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that. Hey,
we didn't have Caleb Williams in studio, Maddie.
I don't know. Something's throwing me up. By the way, Lil Wayne backed off that. You know, we mentioned yesterday how Ben Johnson, blanked the Packers and all that. Lil Wayne after the game was like, I can't believe we lost to this guy with nail polish and blah, blah, blah. And then he circled back around yesterday and threw out a nice tweet, respect to Caleb Williams in his game. And
which is lame.
So there's that.
Well, it's lame because now that he's looked so good in the fourth quarter, Captain Clutch, like he has to, he has to pay homage a little bit.
By the way, interviewing tomorrow with the Tennessee Titans, one of Cam Ward's favorite candidates.
Brian Daboll.
There you go.
Brian Daboll.
Oh, my goodness.
He's one of the 17?
Yeah. I was going to play something from Marcus Freeman, but that's...
you got to admit, he helped Josh Allen and Jackson Dart a little bit. Like, you could say that.
So we'll play this.
I think I want him as an offensive coordinator, AR, not a head coach.
I think he makes more sense that way.
You're right about his strengths, for sure. I'm in on that.
We'll play this instead. This is Steve Bisciotti. I didn't play it earlier, so let's play it now. He was asked the question's in here, so I don't even need to tee it up.
If Tyler Loop makes that field goal, is John Harbaugh still here coaching this team?
For a week.
For a week, okay.
Okay, first of all,
we heard some nervous microphone ruffling.
That screams for a follow-up. How many games? So how many games did he have to win to retain his job? Honestly, that he let him. I hope he followed up with. But it sounded like that reporter was kind of rattled that he got a one-word answer, and then he was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I think it threw him off for sure.
Because I think he would have said, "Oh, okay. Well, what if you would have made an answer? Like, where were you in your mind? Like, what bar did you set for him?"
I don't know, man. Steve, he must have had like an old-fashioned or something before that press conference because he was feeling himself.
Shirt was all unbuttoned down.
He was like swearing when he found out Mike Tomlin was fired.
Steve was
not fired, but step down.
Step down. Yeah. So hey, before we go, if you missed anything, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Coming up next, Common Man and Timmy. Adam Rittenberg stops by at 3:30.
All right, little Superman night at Nationwide tonight for the Jackets. Hopefully they can put the cape on and win another one, and then we'll attempt to do a little Hockey and Hounds on a Friday. So join us then. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.